cannot figure for the head. It used to be you could figure for the head in a pinning combination. The outlawed about, I've been out of coaching now for 7, I think the outlawed about 10 years ago. And when they did that, guys, we totally got away from this move. And what's amazing is, it's not outlawed in college. And Alex Marinelli used to do it all the time. And all of a sudden in college, he got a couple pins and people are saying, what the heck did Marinelli just do? Unbelievable. He had all kinds of highlight videos on it. And this guys, I call it the Sugar Bowl, all right? And we used to do it to everyone. We start doing it again, you just remember, you cannot scissor or figure for the head, even in a pinning combination. It all went together. We would have stack, it's all about getting across wrist. Have stack, they don't come up, we go to Marshall. If they also stay down, we'll go to a Sugar Bowl. All right, now guys, we've kind of changed over a little bit where we're doing all this Easton tilt, arm bar tilt. Rock's gonna go through that series tonight. But I wanna show the Sugar Bowl because it goes hand in hand, and we got guys doing it now. Just remember, you can't figure for the head. Same thing, tight waist chop, cross wrist, I break Rock down from here. From here, guys, I have a cross wrist. I'm going to jump sides and go to wrist. So that means, see right there, Rock, I'm gonna jump sides over here. I've got a cross wrist. I'm gonna come up, I'm gonna reach up Rock's crotch, and I'm gonna come to a wrist to wrist. So my left hand is gonna be on his left wrist. You with me? Don't make it difficult. As I jump over, I drive my shoulder right into his back. So I have a cross wrist here. As I jump sides, shoulder comes into his back. I jump sides here, and I do this. I even do something really simple to help me get the wrist, is I like bring my knee right underneath of Rock's belly, and I trap my wrist, the bottom or the top part of my wrist, right on my knee. And what that does, it locks that hand right there. Left hand comes up the crotch here, and I come to a wrist to wrist. Rock, you go to your left side. I've got a wrist to wrist here. You with me? Real simple. I went from a cross wrist, just change it to a wrist to wrist. And then guys, we always do this thing that we call baiting them. We come up here and we act, Rock's laying flat. I act like I'm gonna come to the bend of his arm to come to a tilt. You guys know that little tilt where I fall back in. And as soon as I reach for that bend of the arm, Rock's always gonna go left hip down, left shoulder down. And as soon as he does that, guys, this is key. I post my hand right there at his elbow. And I take my head and I come right here in his armpit and I drive forward, and now I come to the arm bar. Hey guys, this arm bar, it didn't feel tight here. You see that, guys? Doesn't feel tight. Sometimes the hand's out here where that feels a little tighter. Sometimes it's in front. It does not matter where that hand's at in my book. Once I got this arm bar, the next step is also crucial. I'm gonna take my right heel and I'm gonna step over Rock's head. I'm gonna scoop his head. I'm actually going to do like I do a Marshall. Once I stick this leg up, I'm gonna slide his head right back towards me. So from here, I take a big step, I do this. I grab his head and I drive him over. As I drive him over, when I know he's going to his back, I pull the arm bar out. I pull the arm bar out and I post on the mat. Still got the wrist to wrist. This is how we used to always pin people. We would come up and come right here to figure four. And that is illegal now. You cannot figure four, cannot scissor. I leave my foot underneath Rock's head. That stops him from bridging. He cannot bridge there. If I step over and I don't hook, Rock can bridge right into me that way, and we get in a scramble. Once you scoop that head, I want the head scoop. I just lift up with my heel here. Do not touch. And that right there, guys, when we used to be allowed to figure four, was Graham's biggest pin move. That and the head stack. All right, one more time, we'll try it. Tight waist chop, breaking down, cross wrist. As soon as I breaking down, I jump sides here. Jump sides, I drive in, I put my knee right underneath my fist. All right, locks his wrist there. I go to my forehead, I reach up the crotch, and now I go wrist to wrist. He's always gonna lay flat, every time. Always lays flat. Remember, I'm not back here. I'm right here this side, I'm perpendicular. I reach like I'm gonna come underneath and do that tilt. He turns, I come right here. Right to the bend right there. Then I put my head, kind of like a head lever. I drive right to my left hip here. I got it, guys. My right hip. Yes, what do you mean?
Was the first time you showed it, did you basically go to a coffee grinder to,
The only thing I know about a coffee grinder, son, is I did that this morning right before I had my coffee. All right, so just watch the movie.
the rest of
Oh, don't know the coffee grinder. All right, I know the key grinder. All right, from here, right heel goes right behind his hips. Shut up, bro. Here, I step, big step, catch, right here, and I scoop. When you get here, guys, the reason why I want you to pull this arm out is I don't want him bridging and my arm gets trapped in here. As he's starting to go over, I don't need the arm bar anymore. It comes out here, and then I elevate. Again, do not touch. Keep his head off the mat, right here. And I'm telling you guys, that right there, Graham is getting back to it because we're getting back to the heft stack again. Instant, we're going back to a Marshall. We're getting back to, guys, this whole cross wrist series. What Rocky's going to show you tonight, and what I showed you this session, I think you have to have a go-to. And I see this all the time. And coaches, you might see it too. I know we got a couple of teams here. We got Michigan, a couple of teams from Missouri. Is I see this. Third period, I'm winning by a point or two. I'm on top. And I look over at my coach, and my coach goes, "Hey, righty." Well, that's what, of course, righty. But you know what? The guys on top, they don't have an objective. I think, guys, if you want to be good on top, when you take that guy down, right from the takedown, you got to have an objective. If you guys throw the boots in, your objective is, as soon as they take Rock down, I got to throw a freaking boot in. Why? That's where it turns out. A lot of guys don't like to throw the boots in. Guys, my oldest son, Bo, is a freak with the boots. Mickey won't throw the boots in. Rock, if he gets a leg in, he starts crying because he hates having a leg in. All right? Rock's, Bo's whole objective, so he took the guy down, got to get a boot in, power half, tear their shoulder out, and freaking pin him. That was Bo. Mick, he takes him down. You know what Mick would do? Heft stack, Marshall, jump sides, sugar bowl. Rock, but Mick's goal was to get a cross wrist. Rock's whole goal, right from the takedown, get the cross wrist. He does the Easton tilt, arm bar tilt. He's gonna go through all that stuff tonight. Gotta have an objective. And you know what, guys? 99.9% of the guys at Graham High School, Graham Middle School, Graham Elementary, this right here is their whole objective from the takedown. And if I could have one ride, guys, with 30 seconds left, this would be the ride. Because Rock cannot do one thing until he breaks his cross wrist. Does that make sense? Sit up, boys. All right? Does that make sense? Tie waist chop, cross wrist, breaking down. Jump sides. When I jump sides, I drive into him. I like to load it up on my thigh, on my knee. Come in wrist to wrist. Make that transition. From here, he's laying flat. I go to do this, go to do the little can opener. He drops down here, drop right to an arm bar. Some people always ask, "Coach, can I come to half?" Yeah, you can shoot a half through. I don't think that is good. Some people might even come to a claw. I think the best one, guys, is this right here, because he has no arm on the mat. Step up, scoop his head, scoop that head, step high, scoop, pull, on the way over, arm comes out, right there, sugar bowl. We got it? Last thing, guys, we'll do little push-ups, easy session. Let's go.
This cross wrist, all right, right to the cross wrist. Again, Dad showed a lot from the cross wrist this afternoon. We're just continuing on it, but this time it's going to be a lot of tilts. It's not going to be a lot of pinning combos. It's going to be a lot of tilts and to get some back points. Anyways, let's go with So anyways, we're starting in the referee's position. I always like to ride on the right side. I don't care whatever side you like to ride on. I like to ride on the right. So I'm going to catch this wrist. Again, the cross wrist. I catch the wrist. If he sets up, this is the cross wrist. All right, Dad went over this already. Just make sure we're going for the same thing, the cross wrist here. My left hand has his right wrist, and I'm putting it down here by his left hip. I've got the cross wrist. From here, this left hand, for this technique, I'm gonna show you guys the Easton tilt. My left hand will stay on that wrist the entire move. My right hand will stay right in the crease of the elbow for the entire move as well. My hands won't move from here, all right? I might take my right hand off the points and stuff, but if I'm hitting this in a match, my hands stay right here for the entire move. But anyways, how I get the cross wrist, usually I tight waist chop, he goes down, I catch the cross wrist, and he builds back up. So I start in referee's position, I tight waist, I chop, I break him down, I catch the wrist, he builds back up, and I've got him in this position. Once I'm here, I like it to be his knee, my knee, his knee, my knee. My left knee is splitting the legs here. I like that. From here, the right hand stays on the elbow. I see a lot of people try to grab the elbow. I don't want to come on the inside of the elbow here. All I'm doing is making a claw with my hands and grabbing the elbow just like this, just right in the crease of the elbow. From here, I'm going to pull with my left and push with my right. I have to open up space for my elbow and my head to lead the way. So I'm going to pull with my left hand and push with my right and get to here. Notice how there's some space here now. Right here, his elbow's in the way. I can't tuck my head, can't tuck my elbow in there. So I pull with my left and push with my right. I get his hand extended. I have space now. Once I'm here, I'm going to tuck my elbow in deep, and my tricep is going to go to his thigh. I'm going to tuck my right elbow in deep, and my tricep goes to his thigh. And then my head tucks and my head follows. The key that I see everyone messing up on is their left leg here. For the other people who are on the other side, it's going to be the right leg. My left leg is going to plant, and my knee is going to stop his momentum in his hip. So from here, I pull with my left, I push my right, I tuck in my elbow. My right tricep is on the thigh. Then I tuck my head. Now I'm going to roll across my back, and I'm going to stop him midway. I'm going to get his hips and my hips. I'm going to get him in this position we call a saddle. So as I go to roll, before he starts rolling, I'm going to roll first. Watch his left foot. His left foot's crucial. His left foot's going to plant, and my left knee is going to stop his momentum. I start to roll, my left foot plants, and my left knee stops his momentum on his hip. That's crucial. Without that left knee stopping his momentum, he's going to keep right on rolling. Put this leg down for just a second. My right elbow and my right knee are going to touch. My right elbow and right knee touch over top of his leg. That's going to help lock out this hip. Right elbow and right knee touch. My right hand's still on the elbow. This is the position I'm looking for. Usually this foot catches this leg just like this. Both knees are facing the ceiling. Right elbow and right knee are touching. Both hands are controlling this one arm. I'm getting my back points. Usually once I get my back points, I take out this kickstand and let him roll back up after I get my back points. So again, once I get the cross wrist here, I'm pulling with my left, I'm pushing with my right. Pull with my left, push with my right. That opens up space for my elbow and my head to lead the way. I have to tuck my tricep deep on his thigh. My tricep goes to the thigh, and then I tuck the head. And then I'm rolling. Again, it's crucial. Wherever this hip is going, my left knee is going to find it, all right? My left knee is anticipating where his hip is going to land. My left foot plants in the mat, my left knee will stop his momentum. So as I go to roll, I'm going to post this left foot. I post my left foot, and my left knee stops his hip. Notice how I'm kind of facing this wall, and he's facing that wall. I see way too many people in like this. Their hips are way off, and they don't get the kickstand, and he's like laying to the side of them like this. This is not it. We're laying the same way here. I got to get my hips turned to the side with this knee catching that hip. Both knees facing the ceiling, elbow and knee are touching. So, what I see a lot of people mess up on, other than not posting that, I'll get you in a second, other than not catching him with my knee. When I'm in here, they don't tuck their head in their elbow and roll at an angle. They try to stay right behind them like this, and they try to roll, and I'm never going to get him in the saddle. They try to roll just like that, and we're just going to keep right on rolling through. I have to roll first. I have to tuck that elbow, tuck my head, and I'm rolling first. And again, I'm tracking him with my knee. So I've got the elbow, I've got the wrist. From here, pull with my left, push my right, tuck in that elbow, tuck in the head. I'm going to roll, and again, I can't stress it enough. I have to post that knee and post that foot to catch that hip. As I'm rolling, I catch his hip. If I don't catch his hip with that foot, with this knee, if this knee isn't up in his hip, if it's down, you're just going to keep right on rolling and go, and I'm not going to get any back points. Also, why I have to touch my right elbow and my right knee? Why I have to touch this is if this locks his hip out. If I'm not touching this, you can high leg that leg out, and get out right like that. So both knees have to face the ceiling. Right elbow and right knee have to touch to lock that hip out. One more time, we'll start hitting them. Anybody seen Spencer Lee wrestle? Everybody here should know Spencer Lee. He's a stud, wrestled at Iowa, 3-time national champ. Had a really good run at almost being a 4-time national champ. But anyways, if you've ever seen him wrestle in high school and college, in folk style wrestling, if you've ever seen Spencer Lee wrestle, I guarantee you've seen him hit this move. He's a freak with this move. That's who we picked up most of this this series off of. I'm gonna show a move. Hopefully we have time to get to it. It will be one of the last moves I show. We call it the Spencer Lee because I'm gonna pick up the foot. It's gonna be a version of this, but we call it a Spencer Lee. And we picked it up when he was in 8th grade. All right, we're picking up technique off an 8th grader, but he was a freak. So anyways, if you guys have seen Spencer Lee wrestle, you guys have probably seen this move already. But anyways, pull left, push my right, tuck my elbow in deep, tuck my head in, and then I'm rolling. My left knee catches the hip, right elbow, right knee touch. I'm right here getting my back points. Once I get my back points, I rarely get a fall. I'll take out this kickstand, let him roll back up, and keep riding. So again, the Easton tilt. Let's see him. 1, 2. Hips with my head. He's in the saddle. That's what we call that. When once I roll through, his hips are on my hips, we call that I have him in the saddle. All right? So these next 2 moves are going to be very, very similar to that one right there. But anyways, back over to you again. This is the one that we picked up off of Spencer Lee when he was an 8th grader. So I went over to Philo, Ohio, wrestling at this big national tournament. I was a 7th grader. Spencer Lee was an 8th grader. I was a weight class below Spencer Lee. I've gotten a little bigger since then. He didn't grow that much since then. But I was weight class below Spencer Lee. He was weight class above me. My teammate, Ryan Thomas, was a really good wrestler. He was wrestling Spencer Lee in the finals of this tournament. So I was in the finals before. I win my match. I go over. I'm hanging out with my dad. We're watching my teammate wrestle Spencer Lee. What my dad told my teammate, Ryan Thomas, when Spencer Lee, if he takes you down and he gets your wrist, you have to bail out and you have to put that hip down. So if he wants to roll you this way, you have to put that opposite hip down. And it led right into what Spencer Lee wanted him to do. It's probably some of the stupidest advice my dad's ever given. He stopped the roll through, Easton tilt, but it set up Spencer Lee's next move. So what I want you guys to be able to do, if you guys find this wrist, you guys get this wrist, you guys can be able to turn someone from any position, no matter what defense they're talking about, no matter what defense they're giving. So anyways, what happened? I just won. Me and my dad are sitting over there. My dad told Ryan Thomas to, if Spencer Lee gets this, gets the wrist, you belly out, post up, and you don't let him roll you through. That's good advice to stop the Easton tilt, but it leads right into this next one. So maybe I got scouted. This happened a lot to me. I had a good Easton tilt. People would belly out. Once I got the wrist, they'd post that arm out. They wouldn't let me roll them through. All right, and it leads right into this one. So maybe you've Easton tilted this guy already in the match. Maybe you've scouted you and you have a good Easton tilt. If he bellies out and is defending the Easton tilt and I can't roll him through, I'll go to this next one. So anyways, I get the wrist. He knows I want to Easton tilt him. He knows I want to Easton tilt him. So he's going to go to his stomach. He's going to go to his stomach and he's going to be putting his left hip down. Because he doesn't want me to roll me this, I can't roll him that way. He doesn't want me to roll that way. So his left hip is on the mat. Right here, it's going to be very tough for me to be able to roll this way. He's posted up. I can't roll him this way. This is exactly what my teammate Ryan Thomas did. Spencer Lee, being the good wrestler that he is, knows he can't roll him this way. So what Spencer Lee did, let's actually face the wall so they can see my legs. So what Spencer Lee did, he had the wrist. My teammate was laying down. He took his right knee, came in, and he split the legs. And he shoved this right leg out hard. And he put his right knee right behind my teammate's right knee. From here, I've got Zach's leg split. I'm gonna take my right hand and reach down and catch Zach's leg right above the knee. Once I get to here, I'm gonna pull Zach's leg up and I'm gonna load his leg up on my hip. Again, all of his weight is on this hip. He's fighting down that hip because he doesn't want me to roll him that way. So I catch his knee and I lift him right up and I step my leg up. From here, I go right back to the elbow. I step this foot around. I've got him. I'm just gonna roll him straight back. Right here, right back into the saddle. As soon as I roll him back, I have to get this left knee up in the air. As soon as I roll him back, the left knee gets in the air, and look at this position. I'm right here in the saddle. I'm controlling this hips with my hips. I'm right here where we ended on the last move. So again, I'm not rolling through this time. I'm not rolling across my back. I'm catching the knee and I'm taking them the opposite direction. I'm doing a half roll right to my back. As soon as I hit, I get that bottom knee up. So this time face him. He knows the Easton tilt's coming. I get the wrist, he bellies out, and he puts his left hip down. There's no way I'm gonna be able to roll him through here. So what I do, I bring my right knee over, I split his legs, and I put my right knee right behind his right knee. My hand leaves the elbow. It catches him right above his knee. From here, I'm gonna lift his leg up, and I'm gonna load it onto my hip. I lift his leg up, I load it onto the shelf. I step my foot up. Once I'm here, guys, I just bring my elbow to my knee. Remember, that's one of the crucial points to that Easton tilt position. The saddle, bring my elbow to my knee. From here, I reach back, I catch the elbow. The last thing I have to do is step around this back leg. I have to step around that back leg and I plant my left knee right by that hip. As soon as I roll him back this way, I'm not doing a full roll, I'm doing a half roll. I'm getting this left knee up toward the ceiling, all right? That's my kickstand. I'm rolling him back, I'm getting this left knee up right toward the ceiling to this position. Notice, I'm right back in the saddle. This knee's in the hip, both knees are facing the ceiling. My right elbow and right knee are touching, getting this hip locked out. I've got my two hands on his one arm, getting my back points. So again, partner, you gotta be a good partner here. When he gets the wrist, whatever side he gets the wrist, whatever side he wants to roll you to, put that opposite hip down. If I get this right wrist, I wanna roll him this way. He's gonna put that left hip down. If I get this wrist, he's gonna put that right hip down. All right, so you gotta be a good partner here. So one more time, let's go toward the wall again. One more time, I get the wrist. He knows I'm Easton tilting. He goes down. He's got that left hip down. There's no way I can roll him. I split the legs. My right knee goes behind his right knee, and I split that leg out far. Once I'm here, my hand leaves the elbow and catches right above the knee. I build up some momentum, and I lift that leg all the way up, and I load his leg up on my leg. Once he's here, bring that elbow in, step around that foot, roll him back, and instantly get that bottom knee toward the ceiling. Both knees facing the ceiling, knee and elbow touching, two hands on his one hand. I've got him in that saddle position, and I'm getting my back hands. Very similar to the last move. This time we're not doing the full roll through. We're catching that leg, pulling it up, and rolling over. Anyways, what happened that match? What happened that match? Spencer Lee was wrestling my teammate Ryan Thomas. He took him down, he got the wrist. I give Ryan credit, he did exactly what my dad said. He went to belly out, he posted up that leg, he put that hip down. Spencer Lee tried to roll him through a couple times, he couldn't do it. Spencer Lee, being the good wrestler that he is, split the legs, lifted it up, tilted him back, and got back points. He ended up majoring, my friend. But anyways, this move right here, we picked it up off an 8th grader. We went home that night. The tournament ran until about like 12 a.m. I got home at 2 a.m. My dad had me drilling in the living room. My mom was a little mad at my dad and me, but I got the technique down, right? But anyways, let's try this one. 1, 2. Arm tilt. It's still coming from that cross wrist, but instead of me going from the elbow and rolling through, I'm gonna punch that hand through to an arm bar. I'm gonna keep the wrist in the bar, and I'm gonna roll them back. So that same motion we were doing, that rolling them back, that half turn, not the full roll like we did the first move, that half turn, I'm just falling to my back. We're gonna do this. And then after this, and we don't have time to go over every cross wrist situation, but I'm gonna show you a few more that we can hit from there as well, but we won't have time to drill. But anyway, Zach, so this one, I really like this one. I've gotten quite a few pins in my career with this one because it's a really tight tilt. Sometimes you can pick up a fall with this one. It's rare, usually you'll just get back points, but sometimes you get a fall. So anyways, I get my wrist, he's staying on his base here. If he's staying on his base, from here, instead of pushing right and pulling left here to open up space for my head and my elbow to roll across my back and hit the Easton, I'm gonna do the exact opposite. I'm gonna pull with my right and push with my left. Notice all this space right here. I just open up space by his arm and his body here. So my hand's gonna leave the elbow, it's gonna shoot through to an arm bar, shoots through to a bar. Once I make the bar, a quick tip, don't have your hand extended like this. A lot of refs, if they see this hand coming up here, they'll stop it, all right? But if you make a fist, my hand's in the same position, it just looks better, all right? I'm not hurting the shoulder here, I've still got the wrist, I'm not doing anything to the shoulder. Once you get the bar, just make a fist. It'll help out. So once I get to the bar, I make a fist. Also, I'm keeping the cross wrist the entire time. I've got the bar and a wrist here. From here, this one's pretty simple. I come up to my toes. I come up to my toes and I circle, circle, circle around, and my left leg is going to block his left knee, all right? Again, I'm gonna get him in that saddle position. It's gonna be a little different because I got the bar, but I've gotta get him in that saddle. This left knee needs to be facing the ceiling by the end of it. From here, I'm gonna drive him over top of this shoulder. I'm not taking him straight forward, and I'm not taking him straight to the side. I'm driving him at an angle right over top of his left shoulder, all right? I'm driving off this back foot, driving over here. Again, this left knee is crucial. Left knee has to block his left knee. So again, I've got the wrist, I've got the elbow. From here, I pull with my right and push my left to open up space. There's space here. Once I'm there, I dig in my arm bar and I make a fist. I come up to my toes and I circle, circle, circle. I block his knee with my left knee. From here, I'm driving him toward that shoulder. I'm driving. As soon as I hit, my left knee pops up toward the ceiling. Notice, I've still got him in that saddle. The only difference is I keep the bar. This time, I do not need my elbow and knee touching because this bar is tight enough to keep him levered toward the mat. So I'm using my bar to keep him levered toward the mat, have my bar, have my wrist. Again, both knees are facing the ceiling and his hips are in my hips. I get my back points, or if you're lucky, you get a pin, and then you can let him roll back through. So again, this one's sometimes less complicated than the other ones, but I was extremely good with this one. I really like this one a lot. I did this one more than I did the roll through. You can get that bar and that wrist, do it, and take them back that way. So again, I've got the wrist, I've got the elbow. I pull with my right, I push my left, I open up space. From here, I dig in my bar, I make a fist, I've got the bar on the wrist. From here, I come up to my toes, I circle, and I block his knee. That's a crucial step. My left knee blocks his knee, and again, I'm not driving him straight forward, I'm not trying to take him straight to the side. I'm taking him over his left shoulder. I'm driving him straight that way. Once I'm here, I'm driving off my back leg, my right leg, driving, taking him over that shoulder. As soon as I hit my hip, that left knee faces the ceiling, and I've got him in good position, getting my back points. So, that was the armbar tilt. That's the armbar tilt, I really like that. And that's one we're gonna drill for just a few minutes. We gotta get going into live here in just a second. But I want you guys to see these other variations of this tilt. So, I've got, and I roll it through. So, and I also have the one where he goes flat, and I lift up his leg, the one we just drilled, and I roll him back. Now, if he stays up on his knees, and he posts this leg out, there's no way I'm gonna be able to roll and take him for an Easton tilt. All I'm doing here is I'm using my knee and my elbow as a claw. I go to roll, I scoop this leg up, and then I'm taking him back that way. I scoop the leg up, I'm bringing him back this way, roll him right back up into the saddle position in that Easton tilt position. So you got that one if you post that leg up. Also, if he goes flat on his stomach and he's keeping both hips flat, both hips are flat. Maybe I feel like I can't split the legs and get that leg out. This is what I'm gonna do. I jump to the other side. My right knee is splitting his legs. My right hand is on the elbow still. From here, this one's pretty advanced. You gotta have a really good feel for how to land in the saddle. I'm gonna tuck my elbow in on his hip. I'm gonna do it like a front flip somersault, and I'm gonna find his hips as he's rolling. So once I'm here, I'm gonna do a somersault almost. I'm doing a straight over roll, and I'm gonna find his hips once I land. So here, I roll, and I land like this, and this elbow usually lands out because it wasn't tucked in. As soon as we land, I gotta find that elbow and get that leg back down, looking at my back points. That's a pretty advanced one. Once you guys get a good feel for the normal Easton tilt and some of these other ones, you can hit that one. And then also, you've got the arm bar, roll back, the one we're gonna drill now. And lastly, but not least, once I get the wrist, some people after getting turned so many times, they say, screw it, I'm gonna stand up. He goes ahead and he stands all the way up. Once he gets to here, I'm gonna tilt him again. Move back this way. Right here. Once he gets to here, I can also tilt him. I'm gonna take my right foot, and I'm gonna block this back leg. Right foot crosses and blocks. From here, I'm gonna go to roll. I'm gonna tuck in my elbow deep. I'm blocking here because my right elbow then and touch my knee right off the bat. So I block, I catch his leg, and I roll him right back to my ace and tilt from his feet. All right, so that covers every defense he can give me. So the main problem for me when I was in high school, when I was in college, is getting the wrist. If I get the wrist, I feel like I can tilt just about anybody. Because no matter what defense he's giving me, if he's flat on his stomach, if he's flat with his hip down, if he sticks that leg out, flat with his leg out, he stands up, he gives me the bar, he gives me the wrist, whatever defense he's giving me, I have a way to turn him and get back points. All right, so if you guys get all those down, your biggest problem will just be getting the wrist. All right, but anyways, all I want to see for now, I just want you guys to get exposed to those and just see those once. All I want to see for now is get the wrist and the elbow. I'm pulling to the right, pushing to the left, and digging in this bar. From here, coming up to my toes, blocking his knee, driving him over that left shoulder, getting both knees to the ceiling. I still have my bar on my wrist, getting my back points, and then the other band too. Let's drill this one for 2 or 3 minutes. I'll give you guys a break and we'll start hitting some live. Let's see it. 1, 2.
All right. When we're here, I'm not going to be locked around his arm and his waist. We're going to start right here when I'm just around his waist. All right, guys, I did this one all through junior high, all through high school, all through college. All right, you guys know Zane Rutherford? All right, he just made the Olympic team, right? Zane Rutherford, I wrestled him. It was the Penn State versus Ohio State duel. I got the first takedown. He stood up. I hit him in a cross scissor trip, took him back to the mat. I can't quite remember what happened after that. It was not good. All right, don't watch that match. All right, the 2 guys that beat me the worst. Zane Rutherford beat me twice. He beat me at the Big Ten or Penn State versus Ohio State dual meet in the Big Ten finals. And then Jason Nolf, he beat me up at the semis in the national tournament. So don't watch those two matches. All right. But guys, this one, cross scissor trip. Hands are locked around his waist. From here, guys, what I'm gonna go. This is when I can't lift him. Or guys, I lift him, take him to the mat. He bounces right back up. I gotta return him. Or guys, a lot of times what happens when I go to lift, sometimes I can't lift because he's blocking my knees. I can't get an angle. So I'm here as I start to circle and try to lift him, he blocks my knee with his hand. Or here, I'll try to circle and lift on this side, and he's keeping my hips behind him. All right, so in this situation, guys, I'm taking him cross scissor trip. From here, hands are locked. Watch what I do. My hips are facing towards Eddie. I jump. I do a 180. My left knee's gonna hit the mat. My right leg's gonna shoot out. You guys see this? My hands are still locked. I'm gonna land right here in this position. Now, guys, real simple. All I'm doing is just pulling Eddie over top my leg. Do you guys know what a tabletop is? I don't want to see it today. All right, a tabletop is when I'm behind Eddie like this. All right, and then Benny's gonna come up and hit him in the chest, and he goes over top my back. All right, that's a tabletop. Guys, the table's my right leg. I take him over the top of my right leg. So here, hands are locked. He's in his stance. I'm trying to lift, and he's blocking. I have to take him to the mat. Maybe there's short time left. I have to ride him to beat him. From here, I jump. I do a 180. Right leg shoots across. From here to here. You guys see that? All right, I didn't hit his leg on the way down. My hands are still locked. All I'm doing, real simple, I'm just gonna pull him right over top of my leg. I stay up, and I drive into him. So here I pull. Once he hits, then I drive into him. All right, make sure once he hits, you gotta unlock your hands. Whether you had the takedown or if I hit him in a slide by, once I take him down, hands gotta come unlocked. Hey guys, a few mistakes I'll see with this technique. All right, we showed a lot. Here, a cross scissor trip. When you guys go, number 1, when you jump, when you're landing, you're gonna take your right leg and you're gonna hit his leg on the way down. I'm not doing that. If I hit his leg, if I leave the mat with both my feet and hit his leg on the way down, ref's gonna give him a point. All right, my right foot does not hit his leg. Watch, from here to here, still hasn't hit his leg. The only time it hits his leg is when I literally pull him over top my leg. All right, second big mistake I see. If you guys don't do a full 180 direction change and keep your hips and stay strong on your base, what's gonna happen, you're gonna go to your left hip and Eddie's gonna be able to hit an inside switch with his right arm. All right, watch this. So if I'm here, maybe I already took him down, I'm gonna return to the mat. If I jump and I don't do a good direction change and I fall to my left hip, Watch what will happen. All right, we don't want this to happen. Eddie can hit me in an inside switch here. We'll go slow. So if I'm here, I go to pull and I form my hip. I have to unlock my hands. There he can hit me in an inside switch. And he's got the reversal or he's got a takedown there. So make sure, guys, once I land, I'm literally going to pull him over the top. I'm going to stay on my base, then I'm going to drive into him. Don't fall to your hip. I'll see a lot of guys go to their hip. Here, hands are locked, jump. Take him over the top. Real simple technique. Guys, do you guys know Luke Pletcher? All right, Luke Pletcher wrestled at Ohio State. He was from PA, but I think he was a 3-time All-American his senior year. All right, he was wrestling against Nick Lee, all right, from Penn State. What happened? Luke Pletcher beat Nick Lee from Penn State at the Big Ten tournament. I love watching that match, all right? So Luke Pletcher beat Nick Lee. He's ranked #1 in the nation going into the national tournament. Unfortunately, that year, nationals was canceled. All right, but Luke Pletcher, all right, if you watch his matches, he would hit this one all the time. He did it all through college, too. So, one more time, we'll try it. Here, hands are locked. I'm trying to lift. He's blocking my knees. I can't lift him. I take him back. Here. Chest into him, and I keep him flat. Real simple technique, guys. Make sure to change direction with your hips, but I keep my hands locked. I just pull them right over top of my leg and drive into them. Real simple mat return. And I don't use a lot of energy. I love doing that. All right? Let's do it. 1, 2. If you watch the Big Ten Network, you watch Penn State next season, I promise you'll see this technique a bunch. This is how Mark Hall beat Zahid. After the match, I think Mark Hall had the guitar going. All right, later on that season, kind of backfired. Zahid beat Mark Hall in the finals. I love to watch that. And Zahid did the guitar, and then he smashed the guitar. All right, so yeah, he smashed it. But guys, this one, all right, I wish I had this technique down earlier. All right, I graduated from Ohio State, and Rock started getting it down, and then I learned the technique. I wish I had it when I was your age. All right, so this is really slick, newer technique. But guys, Penn State, they crush everyone with it, and they ride the ankle, and it's a complete mat return here. So my hands are locked. All right, this time, what I'm gonna do, guys, maybe if he has a real wide base, if he's got a real wide base, all right, and I go to hit a cross scissor trip, notice my leg doesn't cover his legs. I want to always make sure my right leg covers the cross and take him back. All right? Now, let's say I miss a cross scissor trip, can't get to it for some reason. This is the one I'm going to. All right? Penn State Sag Rock goes to this one every time. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to weight Eddie's right foot. You guys see his right foot here? I'm going to put all the weight on his foot, and then, guys, I'm going to drive him forward, and he can't step on it, where he's got to hop on this foot, and then he's going to go down to the mat. So the whole key is putting weight on this foot right there. How do I get weight to it? Here he's going to be in a stance. I'm going to drop my forearm right there on his thigh. It's almost going to feel like you're going to get a bone bruise right there on your thigh. All right, partner, if you're standing straight up, can't hit the technique. I can't weight his leg. I'm going to step around. I'm going to lift him. I'll go cross scissor trip. This is when he's squatting here. My forearm goes right through his leg, and I put all the weight on his leg. Here, I weight that foot so it stays in the mat. Then, guys, from this position, I'll grab Zach, a little taller. I'm going to use my right leg to sweep around the ending position. I want the back of my knee, guys. This is a tough one. Once I throw the leg in, I want the back of my knee. It's tough to drill this slow, all the way to there. You guys see that? All right, I'm going to slide down. It's called the Penn State Sag. I'm sliding down his leg. The back of my knee goes all the way to his shoelaces. So I'm here. Turn this way. Yep. Weight the foot. Once I weight the foot, I run my feet to the side. My right leg, I'm not throwing a boot in. Here's throwing the leg in. I see a lot of guys throw the leg in really high, and there's no way I can slide all the way down to that foot to weight it. I'm going at his knee or a little below his knee. From here, I start to throw the leg in. And then, guys, I'm going to sag down, and I'm going to keep his leg hooked. As I do that, I'm going to bump into him with my left hip, and I'm going to drive him down, all right? Also, guys, as I'm falling, I'm going to post on my right hand because I'm not going to my hip. I'm kind of doing all at once here. So here, weight the foot, swing, my right leg's coming through. Here, right leg's coming through. Once I come through, then guys, I'm gonna slide down, I'm gonna bump forward, I'm gonna post here. Now guys, notice what I got. All right, I got his leg hooked. A lot of times, guys, I'll keep driving and get him flat. Elevate the leg. What Penn State does really good is he starts to build up, they'll switch it to their other leg, and they'll just set here. All right, act like they're going to a cradle. All right, if Kale's in their corner, they're not gonna get hit for stalling. All right, anyone else is in the corner, guys, we get hit for stalling real quick here. In high school, if you sit on an ankle for more than a second in Ohio, you're gonna get hit. All right, so make sure don't hook an ankle. But guys, this is just a really good mat return. Here again, hands are locked. I'm around his waist, weight the foot. I run my feet here. Right foot is sweeping in. My right foot sweeps in. And then guys, I slide down. The back of my knee ends on the shoelaces. From here, I slide down to here. Notice guys, my right leg has his leg hooked. And my left hip, if my left hip is not in, all right, there's a lot of space, left hip is in. Right leg's hooking, left hip is punching in. It's gonna trap his leg and then I'm gonna take him all the way to the mat. Make sure guys, don't stay locked or you're gonna land on your side and get to a scramble. I like to post and stay on top of him when I fall. All right, one more time. Here, hands are locked. Here, I'm trying to lift. I'm not lifting, weight the foot. Here, put a lot of weight on him. Weight the foot, right leg comes in, Penn State sag, bump into him. Here, right to that position. All right, now guys, once we land, if I can catch a wrist, get to a cross wrist, I'm going to work on top. I'm keeping them flat, all right? Another mat return we have, other than a lift, we have the cross scissor trip, and we also have the Penn State sag. Partner, all right, don't be a pencil. You're gonna be knees bent. That way you can put weight on your foot and throw that leg in and bump it forward. Any questions, guys? Penn State sag, let's see it, 1, 2. In New Jersey, all right, we would always go against them. Guys, my freshman year, when we wrestled against Blair, I lost to Caleb Richards, I think. He was a junior or a senior. I was a freshman coming in. And guys, he rode me with this technique for a long, long time. They would take us down, or when we would go down, they would get our left arm completely locked out with a Blair ride. And guys, it's very, very, very difficult to get out from it. All right, only by like junior or senior year, we started to figure out how to get out from a Blair ride. But guys, Blair, they crushed everyone with this technique. They still hit the technique. But guys, it's basically locking our left shoulder completely out. Now, how do we get to a Blair ride? What I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna start to bump them forward with like a spiral ride, and then I'm gonna chop them down. My goal is to get them to this position right there. You guys see that? Where he drops to an elbow. All right? And 99.99% of the time, wrestlers don't have a good habit. They drop to the elbow, look what my left hand's doing. If my left hand is out, he cannot get a Blair ride. All right, we worked on this. Elbows in, hands out. If my left hand comes in, this is how we get the Blair ride. All right, so bottom guy, always defense, you want your hands out. But guys, we're gonna drill this technique so our hands coming in. So all I'm doing, right off the whistle, to get to a Blair ride. Left hand's coming in. I don't really need to go to a claw. I can just go like spiral ride here, near his shoulder. I bump him forward. Here I'm bumping him forward. Nope, stay up on your hands. Yep, I'm bumping him forward. And then guys, I'm gonna chop and get him to his elbow there. All right? So I'm here, bump him forward, I chop, I get him to his elbow, and then guys, the hand that's inside already beat his elbow, I'm just going down right to there. All right, I'm catching his wrist. Now guys, once I catch his wrist, I'm gonna continue to use the spiral ride, the thigh pry. I'm gonna get him flat, and I'm gonna run him over. So I'm here, bump him forward, here, chop, get to the wrist. I keep using the spiral ride and I flatten him out, and my goal is I wanna curl his wrist under, and I'm gonna put it right there on his stomach. So from here, I curl, I keep running him down to this position, and he flattens out, right here. This right here, guys, is the Blair ride. All right, my left hand is still on the inside of his wrist. His arm is like in a chicken wing here. All right, my right hand, I like to shoot through and go to an inside wrist. Or guys, we can get to a half. Now guys, once I get this, I'm gonna drive forward with my shoulder on his back, and I'm gonna start to curl and lift up. He's gonna keep his hand in his stomach. If his hand comes out, then guys, we can go to another technique. I usually like to keep the hand in. Anytime his hand comes out, ref's gonna usually stop it. So I like to keep the hand in. So I'm here. Once we land, I'm gonna start to drive my shoulder into him, and my left knee is gonna come in. All right, my left leg comes underneath his arm. You guys see that? Now guys, what I'm gonna do, once my left knee's under, now I'm gonna change it over to my right. I'm gonna get really, really deep. And I got two different moves that we can go to. I'm gonna show you this first one. The first one, guys, is if I just have like an arm bar in. All right, if my left arm has an arm bar, I'm just gonna run over his head and put him to his back. The only thing that's a little tricky is my right hand. When I have an inside wrist, I'm gonna go to like a reverse arm bar. So I'm here. Once I get it to my right knee, I'm gonna take off running. I'm gonna try to get his shoulder to his ear, and I'm gonna take him to his back. As he starts to go to his back, I'm gonna go from an inside wrist to like an underhook position. So from here, I start running, start running, start running. As I start to take him over, I'm gonna switch my hand from an inside wrist to an underhook. From here, as he goes over, right hand switches to an underhook, and I keep him right there. All right, guys, Blair would crush us with this. Not only would they get turns, if they couldn't get a turn, guys, they would hold us here for 45 seconds to a minute. So if you get this on someone and you have to ride them and you get a Blair ride, you're gonna get to this position for a long time. All right, you're gonna be able to hold them down for a while. So one more time, I'm here, bump him forward. Hand comes in, I bump him forward, and then guys, I get him to his elbow. Here, I get him to his elbow. All I'm doing, guys, is going from the shoulder to his wrist. All right, now guys, I flatten them out. How do I flatten them out? I keep doing the thigh pry. Here, I get him flat. I drive into him, here. A lot of times, guys, he's gonna be tough, so my left knee comes in first. Here I'm driving in, left knee comes in, so then I can create some space to do that right there. You guys see this? That's the key. Getting my right knee underneath him. Now guys, right hand goes inside, and I just run him over like an arm bar. All right, I just take off running like an arm bar. Once he starts to go towards his back, then I just keep that arm tight and I switch it to like an underhook. So from here, I start running, start running, start running. I take him over the top, and then I switch that hand to like an underhook, and I keep him flat. All right, this is the first one we're gonna go to. If he's really fighting down on this one, we can go to another technique. For now, guys, I wanna see get to the Blair ride, get on your left knee, switch to your right, and then we're just running it over his head, just like an arm bar. We got it? Anyone need to see it again? All right, one more time here. Let's turn this direction, actually, so you can see. So, I'm here, spider right claw, bump him forward, get him to his elbow, catch the wrist, and then guys, I get him flat. Here, drive, 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 I get him flat. Once he's flat, I'm gonna drive my shoulder into him. I wanna start to raise up this arm so I can get my left knee underneath. So here, I start driving into him, left knee comes in, then I switch over to my right. Now I got him. Right hand's gonna go inside to the inside wrist here. I'm gonna take off running, get his shoulder to his ear. Here, take off running, take off running. And then guys, my right hand switches to an underhook. You guys see that? All right, and hold him right there on his back. Blair ride, run it over like an arm bar. Inside wrist with your right hand, switch it to an underhook as he goes to his back. All right, partner, keep your fist in your stomach. Don't let him get your hand all the way to your back. We'll go to a completely different technique. This is when his hand stays in his stomach. Let's do it, 1, 2. Yep, same position here. I bump him forward. I get him to his elbow. I catch the wrist. I drive forward. I have him in this position. From here, I start driving, driving, driving. Left knee, right knee, I get him underneath. Now guys, when I start to run, he's really heavy on that left shoulder. You guys see that? He doesn't want me to take him over. All right, very common reaction. He's gonna keep the shoulder down. What I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna shoot my right arm through and I go half. You guys see that? All right, so my right hand that's on the wrist, when I'm running, 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 he's keeping that shoulder down. Right hand shoots through and I go half. Now guys, when I go half, once I catch this, I'm gonna drop to my right knee, and then guys, I'm gonna stack them right up. All right, when I'm here, I keep pressure forward. I drop to my right knee, and then guys, I'm gonna run this direction here. And I bump my hip towards him. Now guys, I'm stacking him straight up on his back. All right, so once I shoot my arm through, get the half, I drop to my knees. As I'm starting to stack him, I'm using my right hip to bump into him to get his hip straight up in the air. All right, I'm not just trying to do this and curl and take him to the mat. As I'm curling, as I'm using the half, then I bump into him. That's how it loads him right up to his back there. So here, bump into him. Get him to the elbow, catch the wrist. I get him forward. There, I get him flat. I'm trying to run this. I'm trying to run this. He's staying down. Right arm shoots through. I go half. Now, guys, here's the whole key. Once I have a half and I got the Blair ride, I drop to my knees. As I curl, I bump my right hip into him. It's going to load him right up on his back. So I keep this Blair ride tight. Here, I drop to my knee. As I start to take him with the half, I bump my right hip into him. Here, bump. And I keep his arm locked out with my knee. All right, this is just another variation. If he's really fighting down, then guys, I can swim through, throw that half in. Stack him up. As you go to stack him, keep his arm locked out with your knee. Just bump into him so it loads his hips right up on his back. Last one of your guys, let's go out there and drill for a little bit. And then I want to run through all of our stuff on the mat. Inside leg stand up, tripod stand up, right ankle, left ankle. And then we'll run through our cross wrist series real quick. Let's do it, 1, 2. Hustle out. My stomach, right, from getting tight waist was raw, and I was miserable. All right, I wasn't getting any points. Logan Zebra would jump on top, I wouldn't get out from him. Bo would jump on top, he would throw the legs in and crush me. Jaggers would ride me. All the guys who get bigger guys who grab me, 165 pounders. And guys, like for the first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, life was tough. But then guys, I started to figure it out. I said, hey, if I'm gonna be down on the mat every day, might as well fight. And then I started to figure out the fight. Hey guys, on our feet. I know when the ref blows the whistle, before you know it, you're gonna have the first match. The fight for me, I'm in my stance, I'm trying to brawl and get to a setup. I'm fighting position. Once I get to my setup, then I'm going. I'm trying to beat him on the setup. I know how to do that. But guys, when I got to the mat, I didn't know what to do. And this is what's gonna happen. So, we're gonna do brawling on the mat. So, Zach's gonna start on top. He's gonna be right here. He's gonna line up. So partner, right hand, if you're a righty, we mostly ride on the left-hand side. Your right hand's gonna be around the waist. Left hand's gonna be on the elbow. Left knee's down, right knee's up. Right here in this position. All right? When I blow the whistle, what we're gonna do, guys, Zach is gonna tight waist and chop. I'm gonna show what the top guy's gonna do. So I'm here, you're lining up. When I blow the whistle, we're gonna go tight waist and chop. 99% of the time, the top guy, this is what they're gonna do. We're gonna get to a lot of positions on the mat. What we're gonna do if he catches an ankle, spiral ride, all that stuff. But guys, this is brawling right here on the mat. I'm gonna tight waist and chop. My goal on top, for you top guys, your goal, I'm gonna get Zach to his hip. My goal on top, I want to tight waist and chop. I want to break Zach down to his left hip. That means his right hip has to come up. Here, tight waist and chop, that's my goal. Break his base, and then I'm going to catch a wrist. All right, if I can't go to the left, I'll jump to the right. I'm going to tight waist and chop here and get him flat. I get him to his hip. So guys, on bottom, your fight. Right, this is what I finally figured out in college. When Zach starts to tight waist and chop me here, all right, bottom guys, keep your elbows bent. I don't want someone to hyperextend your elbows in. So Zach's here, when he starts to tight waist and chop, he's starting to tight waist and chop and drive me forward. What Zach wants, he wants my hip up, and he wants to get me to my left hip. I want the exact opposite. So guys, I'm keeping my hand out, my elbow in, and I'm gonna fight position here. So when he's starting to tight waist and chop here, I'm gonna keep this hip down. I'm gonna stay, left hand is out, so he can't catch my wrist. Then guys, he's gonna jump sides. There he jumps sides, he goes to tight waist and chop this side. Notice guys, I gotta fight this hip down. I'm really fighting hard and I'm keeping my elbow in. A lot of you guys, your hands are gonna come in. He's gonna get you a wrist. All right, so top guy, I want you jumping sides and you're gonna drive in and you're gonna try to break his base. You're gonna try to get him to his hip. If you can't go to the left, jump to the right. You're gonna try to break him down. All right, now guys, if you're breaking him down every single time, help him out a little bit. All right, give him the pressure. We're jumping sides, trying to drive him down. Bottom guy, you're trying to hold your base. This is what I finally figured out when I got to college. All right, just holding my base. Big thing, guys, when he goes to tight waist and chop, this is what I'm gonna see. You guys are gonna try to hold position here. He's gonna try to tight waist and chop. You're gonna keep your legs planted, keep tight waist and chop, keep tight waist and chop here, and then finally, he's gonna take you to the mat. Guys, if you think about it, right here's my stance. Notice my hips. They're underneath of me. Here's my stance. Here's my stance. Notice where my hips are. They're underneath of me. The big thing that I'm trying to focus on, guys, when he's trying to tight waist and chop, I keep my elbows in, hands out, so he can't get to my wrists. Also, guys, when he's trying to get me to my hip, watch my hips. I'm getting extended. I gotta slide this knee up. All right, so also, when he's gonna tight waist and chop, here he's starting to tight waist and chop, I'm holding position, but watch my right knee. Here, I'm keeping my hips underneath of me. If he goes to tight waist and chop to that side, here he's driving forward, I'm about to lose the position. Here, I slide my knee in. My elbow's staying in, my hands are out. I'm keeping my hips underneath of me. So make sure, guys, I know we like to be strong sometimes. He's not gonna break me down. Well, you know what, guys, if he starts to get your hips and take you, he's gonna break you down with the tight waist and chop. You gotta move your hips with you. All right, so top guy, tight waist and chop both sides, make him work, try to get him to his hip. Bottom guy, elbows in, hands out, and skate your hips. Keep your hips underneath of you so then you can get to your feet. We're not getting to our feet here, guys, we're just rolling on the mat. When I say switch, you're gonna switch, I'll blow the whistle, and then we're gonna work the other guy. Does that make sense? Any questions, guys? Hold the base, elbows in, keep your hips underneath of you. Let's do it, 1, 2. Top guy's gonna be moving me. Then, guys, when he's on top, when I blow the whistle, whether he's on my left side or whether he's on my right side, if he's on my left side, I blow the whistle, I'm gonna get to my feet. All right, I'm gonna give back pressure, elbows are staying in, legs coming up, there he's pressuring in towards me. I turn and cut, I'm right back in my stance. Once I come up, then Zach's down. Then I move and Zach. I blow the whistle, we're getting to our feet. You guys got it? Understand what we're doing here? All right, we're gonna incorporate brawling in with the stand up. All right, we're stopping his first few attempts to get us to our base, or all the way flat, then we're gonna get to our feet. When I blow that whistle, get to your feet and then switch it around. Let's do it, 1, 2. Here we go, hustle out. Feet, turn and cut. Good, other guys down. Good, ready, we're moving on top. Moving on top. Start moving, start moving, start moving. Make him work here, elbows in, hands out. Get to your feet, turn and cut. Good, good, other guys down, ready. Moving on top, top guys down. Top guys down. Finish work, finish work. So one thing here, if Zach's tight waist and chopping me or he's putting pressure, and if I have to go to my elbow, this hand's still good, but if I have to go to my elbow, you guys see how my arm's shooting towards my body here? It's not what I want. All right, the guy he's gonna catch the stud, they're gonna catch across wrist, and then they're gonna get it tight. My younger brother Rocky, he'll be up here. He's got a very, very good cross wrist, Easton tilt. All right, if he gets your cross wrist, he's probably gonna get back points. All right, Spencer Lee had the best cross wrist Easton tilt I've ever seen. He pinned a lot of guys in college with us. All right, now guys, with the rule changes, 3-point takedown, 4-point near fall. Guys, I cannot let him get something tight here. If he gets on top and if he gets across wrist, he can get 4 points if he gets me to my back and holds me there. So guys, when he does a tight-waisted chop, or if he just gets me to my hip, make sure when I say hands out, elbows in, this is what I mean. This one's fine, guys. He's not going to get to this one. I don't have to go to both elbows here. But whatever side he's trying to get my hips to. If he's trying to get my hips to my left, and I land on my elbow here with my hand in, he's going to catch it. I keep my hand out. I can skate my hips, I keep my hand out. If he takes me to this side, and he gets me to my elbow, don't turn your hand in. A lot of bad habits there. Yeah, even if he can't get across wrist, he can go near wrist. I like to stay here, and I square back out in good position. All right, just one thing there. Hey, great job with the brawling. Now, guys, we're gonna split you into 2 groups. We're gonna get to some round. All right, I'm gonna give you a break here in a minute. But with live wrestling, we're gonna split you guys into 2 groups by weight class. I'm gonna turn and cut. So partner, really pressure in. Zach's pressuring in hard here. We're gonna pressure against pressure. We're either gonna come up or we're gonna go down. We're gonna come up to our feet. Here, back pressure. Here, he's still giving me pressure. Whatever waist he has, tight waist, I'm gonna turn towards that arm. And I cut down to the mat. All right? Make sure, guys, whatever tight waist he has, always turn towards that arm because it's gonna unravel. If he has a tight waist with his right arm, I promise, guys, I can't turn this way. He keeps it tight, yep, it's just gonna make it tight. Here, I unravel that arm. Always turn towards the tight waist. Again, he's here, he's on top, tight waist chop. Here, I start to feel that pressure going forward. Watch my right knee. There's no way I'm gonna try to stand up from this position. Skate the hips, here. Left leg steps up. Look at my back. Look at all the pressure is going that direction on. I'm pressuring in big time. Here, I'm driving towards them. I try to put my pressure on my shoulder blades. I'm blasting in towards them. From here, guys, we're just gonna come right up to our feet. Here, I'm in this position. I like to cut to the right. Usually guys line up on the left side with a tight waist here with the right, so I cut here. Hands go to the mat. Hey guys, one big thing here. Coach Jaggers told me this when I was at Ohio State. All right, for me, when I do a stand-up, all right, use the analogy of if you have a hotel and your room is on the 7th floor. When you get in the elevator, right when you walk in the hotel, I promise you guys, you're not gonna hit floor 10, go all the way up to the 10th floor, and then have to drop back down to the 7th floor. All right, when you go into the elevator, you're gonna hit floor 7, you're gonna go right up to floor 7 where your room's at. Does that make sense? So guys, on a stand-up, I'm not hitting a stand-up all the way in this position. I see some guys, hey, get to your feet, get to your feet. They get up to their feet like this, all the way standing, all the way up. You know what, guys? He's gonna lock, he's gonna take me back to the mat. So the position or the level that I wanna get to, when he's here, he's on top. Tight waist chop here, skate my hips. Elbow stays in, left hand stays out, inside leg stands up here. I'm giving him back pressure. He's pressuring towards me, pressuring to me pretty hard. Yep. And I get to this position. Notice my level. I'm not here. All right, I'm here, back pressure. All the weight is on my shoulder blades. I'm driving in to Zach. And then, guys, I cut towards the arm. Make sure, guys, don't be like this. All right, if he sucks me back, I can smash it on my back. I can try to hip heist out. I like to have my right leg in, left leg out in this position. I'm kind of staggering my stance. All right, if he's on the other side, left leg is in, right leg is out when I turn and cut. All right, so I'm here, cut towards the arm. Hands go to the mat. Hey guys, we're gonna work on this position a lot. All right, whether it's tight waist chop, whether it's spiral ride claw, we're gonna get back to the same position. I'm gonna see a lot of guys look like the letter C. They're gonna be on top, Zach's gonna be on top, he's gonna pressure in, you're gonna skate your hips, and this is what you're gonna do. Look at my chest. I always wanna be in my stance, but this time, guys, I want a back pressure. You guys are gonna be real too far forward, you're gonna try to step up, he's gonna follow with me. All right, look what we get to. He's gonna catch there, or he's gonna be here. Look at my chest. Guys, the position I want is here. This is uncomfortable for him. Here, Zach, is there any pressure on you? No. Absolutely no pressure. All right? Right here, guys, absolutely no pressure. Back pressure here. Tight waist chop. Here, skate my hips. Hand stays out, elbow stays in. Left leg steps up, and watch how I'm engaging my shoulders here on his face. Here's pressure. Here, no pressure. Here, pressure. That's the biggest mistake I'll see out there. You guys will be here, your partner's gonna be a wet noodle, and you guys aren't gonna drive in, it's gonna be tough to get to your feet. Partner, pressure in, that's what the stud's gonna do. Zach pressuring in hard, I meet him with that pressure here. It's tough to get to my feet. I have to have the pressure. There, I pressure back. Turning cut, hands go to the mat, so just in case if he tries to dart back in. Let's work on this, guys. We're gonna work on this position a lot. Partner, tight waist chop. Bottom, guys, skate the hips, elbow in, hand out. Inside leg stand up, put that back pressure on. You guys are gonna drive into each other. As you start to get to your feet, all right, don't come all the way up. Stay in a low level, turn and cut towards the tight waist. All right, one more time, one try. Here, tight waist chop. Here, I'm skating my hips. Elbow stays in, hand stays out. There, I step up. I'm meeting him with my back. Guys, don't do this. All right, he's gonna catch. All right, elbow stays in, hand stays out. I already got this arm beat here. This one, I'm gonna beat it when I unravel, when I cut. Back pressure, turn and cut, hands go to the mat. Let's do it, 1, 2. Right here, this is called a spiral ride claw. He was very good at putting a lot of weight on my hands. He didn't even break me all the way down to the mat. He might have broken me down a few times, but he was really good putting weight on my hands where I couldn't get to my feet. Right, he was pressuring in heavy. Kimmer, he rode me for like 5 minutes that match. I ended up beating him at the Big Tens later on that year. But guys, this position, this is called a spiral ride claw, and this is when I pressure forward. All right. We get to this position a lot defensively, so when you're on the mat, you're going to get to this one. We got to get to our stand-up. So, how do we get to a spiral ride claw? Real simple. Left hand that's on the elbow is going to beat his arm. And I'm going to go to a claw. My right hand that's on the waist, I'm just going to go to a thigh pry here. So, spiral ride, claw. I'm going thigh pry. I'm going to jump my hips to the side. And my goal, guys, right now he's on his base. His hips are underneath him. The whole time, guys, what I'm trying to do on top, trying to beat his hips. The whole thing he's trying to do, trying to keep his hips underneath him. So this is how I get his hips away from him. Here, spiral right claw, this is my goal on top. I want to get all the way forward on his head towards his hands here. All right, I'm running my feet to the side, and notice, guys, all the weight is on Zach's arm. There's pressure forward. That's what Michael Kimmer did to me for 5 minutes, and it was very difficult to get out. But we're going to go to. So Zach goes to a spiral ride claw. Here, he goes to a claw. He jumps his hips to the side. He's getting me forward. All the weight's on my hands. So guys, what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to pop up to my feet. All right? I'm going to pop up to my feet, and then, guys, I do a few things at once. Hop off real quick. Yep, so once I'm here, my left elbow is going to hit him right here on his bicep and shoulder. Left elbow is going to go back hard and watch my right knee. Here, my head's going to come up. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to hit his arm hard. My head's coming up. It's going to loosen up that claw. And then, guys, I'm going to do the same thing. Back pressure, everything else. The only difference is this time his arm's inside, so I take both hands to attack the top arm. So I'm here, partner, spiral right claw. Here, he's pressuring forward. All the weight's on my hands. I pop up to my feet. I'm on both my hands and both my feet. Then, guys, my right knee is going to slide through. I'm not sliding left knee through. My right knee slides through and watch my elbow. Here. Notice, guys, I'm getting the weight back behind me. I'm getting the weight back behind me. Now, he's in this position. Look where we're at. All right, for the tight waist and chop, I was here. Already had the arm beat. This one, guys, he's got inside my elbow, and he's got a little bite for the claw. Make sure both my hands attack the top arm. I'm not doing this. If I attack the bottom, yep, he's going to catch there, or he can drop down and catch across wrist. All right, if I attack the bottom, he's going to catch there. Both hands attack the top arm. Here, I catch it. As I start to drive back, he's pressuring in, I'm driving back, I put it in the back pocket. Here. Then guys, my right hand's gonna turn and cut. And cut out. All right, this one guys, we're getting to the same position. Only difference is we gotta pop up to here. Elbow back, head comes up, back to my base. Once I turn into him and elbow back, I leave my left leg up so I can get to my feet. All right, knee's gonna slide to keep my hips underneath of me. Again, spiral right claw. Here he's running his hips. I have a lot of weight on my hands. That's gonna allow me to pop up to my feet. Here's the whole key of the move. Elbow back, head comes up. I'm starting to give him back pressure, and watch my right knee. Here. Right knee's punching through. I'm getting that weight back. Now guys, I'm trying to lift my head up as I'm pulling my elbow down to loosen this up. I don't want it really, really, really tight, because this sucks. All right, as my elbow goes back, my head's fighting up. It's gonna loosen the claw up just a little bit. Both hands attack the top arm. I start driving up, back pocket. Then guys, I'm twisting my hips out. Hands go to the mat. Hey guys, for our week-long camp, we initiate the setup, we get into a shot, and then guys, whatever reaction he gives me, that's gonna determine my finish. All right, for instance, if I hit a head inside single, I drive up to my feet, and Zach's starting to pressure back, I go to a dump. Here, I sit him. If he stays up, if I'm here guys and I go to dump him and he stays up, I'll bring it up to my armpit. All right, if I have a front headlock and he's not lifting his head up, that's fine. I'll go to a finish when his head's down, or I'll pull him to the mat. If he's lifting his head up, that's his reaction. I'll go to a leg attack. All right, so guys, when we're on the mat, he's giving me a tight waist and chop. That's his pressure, that's his reaction. I'm going to an inside leg stand up. He's giving me a spiral right claw, this one. I pop my feet up, I go to a tripod stand up. All right, whatever he's giving me guys, that's gonna determine my stand up. Hey, you know what? I would say 99% of the guys, they're gonna go tight waist chop. They're gonna try to beat inside your elbow and go spiral right claw, or guys, they're gonna catch an ankle and try to bump you forward. I can't tell you what they're gonna do in a match, but guys, those are very, very, very common reactions on top, or moves on top, to try to break me down. So guys, we gotta fight. There, we have to know the fight. If you don't know the fight, then guys, that's where we struggle on bottom. That's what happened to me until my junior year in college. Have to know where the fight is. If he's doing a tight waist chop, I have to keep my knees underneath of me and get to my feet, back pressure. If he does spiral right claw, here, if he does spiral right claw, he's putting all the weight on my hands. I have to get the weight back on my butt, and I have to get him behind me. How do I do that, guys? I pop up, I do this. Elbow comes back, knee slides through, my head comes up, attack the hand that's on the claw. There, I'm coming up, turning top. All right, next one, guys, is gonna catch our ankle. We gotta get our ankle back. All right, so everything we're doing on bottom, you know what, guys? I can't tell you what he's gonna go to, but common, guys, is a tight waist chop, spiral right claw, catching an ankle. That's where we gotta get out. All right, this one, guys, partner on top. All we're doing, lining up, left hand that's on the elbow, you're just shooting it inside, going to a claw. Right hand that's on the waist, you're going here, and you're just running your feet to the side. You're putting pressure on his head and his hands. We got it, guys? All right, anyone gonna see it again? One more time. Here, spiral right claw. Right off the whistle, he's here, he's driving me forward. I pop up, and then my right knee slides and I get him behind me. Here. I'm skating my hips underneath, now my hips are underneath of me. There, I attack the top hand. I'm coming up, hands go to the mat. Spiral right claw, stand up. Let's do it, 1, 2. Winning that battle, all right? I promise you guys, if you go hand to hand like this, the stud, my younger brother Rocky, he loves getting to a cross wrist. What we're gonna do, guys, in this position offensively, all you gotta do, guys, is drop your top hand down and you catch the wrist. Now, guys, I'm screwed for the next 45 seconds to a minute, more than likely. All right, so guys, I'm not going here and here, especially when his arm's down here. Now, if I have this arm beat, now, guys, I can probably fight this one a little bit. This arm's already beat. He's inside my arm. That's the bad news. This one, guys, he's inside. He beat my arm off right off the whistle. So that means, guys, if I go down here, he can drop this hand down and he can catch. So guys, that's why I go both arms. This elbow's fighting too, as I'm picking. Here, pull it to the back, and then guys, I bring my right hand up. Turn and cut. All right, first thing too, when I'm here, I know a lot of guys, they're pressuring forward, and you're sitting through to this position. That's fine, guys, different technique. From here, Nathan Tomasello had a really good front sit. He's been to our camps a bunch. Jason Xerxes wrestled at Northwestern. He was a national champion his freshman year. He was very good at the front sit. Front sit, though, guys, is going to be tough for me to get to my feet. I can do the same thing here on front sit. Beat this arm, and then most likely I do a hip heist in that position. All right, I like to keep my leg underneath of me here. So when I'm here, he's pressuring in. He gets to this position. Watch my right leg. I'm sitting on my foot, so then, guys, I can get to my feet, give him back pressure. All right, if I sit to my butt, if I'm here, he pressures in, and I go this position, I'm still caught here. All right, then I gotta watch the suck back, all that stuff. Here, guys, I slide on my right knee. Yep, give a spiral ball. Right knee slides in. Look, I'm sitting right on my foot, not going to my butt, getting to my feet. Let's keep hitting. 1, 2. But I don't slide my knee, guys, he's still on top of me. If I just skate my hips, but I don't hit them off to the side, I'm not gonna do it. It's here, all at the same time. Elbow back, and I'm knee sliding through, and I'm starting to give him some pressure. All right? All have to be at the same time. If I just do elbow back, it's not gonna work. If I just try to skate my hips and don't give him the elbow back, it's not gonna work. Both at the same time, that's gonna get him behind me. So then I can give him back pressure, turning cut. Now guys, next one we're gonna do, right off the whistle. All right, this is basically stall ride. All right, if you sit on the ankle too long, ref's gonna start counting. You'll get hit for stalling. But a big thing, guys, short time left. Zach's down by a point, I'm up by a point. I catch an ankle, I bump into him and just kind of run him out of bounds, or I get him flat, or I ride in the ankle. I see this happen all the time, and I learned this technique when I was in college, and every time I watch a match and I see someone losing this position, I'm like, man, if they just do that technique. All right, this is what I'm talking about. Zach, face that direction. Yep. Right off the whistle, I'm lined up on the left-hand side. Watch what I do here. My right hand that's on the waist is gonna go to his ankle here. My left hand that's on the elbow is gonna go to his waist. So I'm gonna go here to here. You guys see that? And I'm gonna bump him forward. So I'm gonna bump him forward, I'm gonna catch this ankle. My goal, look what I'm doing with his hips. Every time, guys, I'm trying to break his base by breaking his hips down. Tight waist chop, I'm trying to get him to his hip. Spiral right claw, I'm trying to put all the weight going forward off of his hips. This one, guys, I'm trying to bump his hips forward so he has no power. I'm trying to get him extended here. All these guys I'm trying to do and break his base. So here, we're lined up. I switch my hands. My right hand's just gonna go down by the shoelaces, and I'm gonna drive with my right leg, and I'm ramming his heel right there on his butt cheek, and I'm bumping him forward. Here, I bump him forward. A lot of times the stud's gonna stay up, but I'm just driving him here. Sometimes, guys, if I'm really giving him pressure, I can get him flat, and then I let go of the ankle. All right, a lot of matches I've watched catch the ankle, they ram it in your butt, and they're driving you forward, getting all the weight on your hands. So guys, how to defend that. All right, Zach's gonna be on top. He's here, he's lining up on the left-hand side. Once he switches hands and I feel him catch my ankle, fellas, you gotta know that he's gonna try to take you forward. What he wants is your foot off the mat. This is tough, guys, when you get to this position. All right, so before I even get there, once he catches my ankle, this is the technique. Once he catches, I'm gonna blast into him with my right hip. Notice where my foot is on the mat. It's gonna stay right there in the same place. But I'm gonna turn my right knee up and I'm gonna blast my hips into him. So what Zach wants, he wants this direction. What I want this direction. Here's the fight when he catches my foot. I figured this out in college. So here, once he catches, I'm gonna blast into him. Left hip and right hip, I bump into him. Right now, guys, he's in a good position. He's strong there. I want to get his arm extended. How do I get it extended? I use my hands and I use my hips. I bump into him here and I try to get this leg straight. All right, notice guys, now I'm getting him behind me. His arm's straight. It's not as strong as when he was bent, where he's curled my leg up. I'm gonna take my right hand and I'm gonna go right here. I do like a thumb block right there at his wrist and I slide his hand down. You guys see that? So when he's here, he's still on my foot. All right, partner, don't let go of his foot when you turn up. Right hand's gonna go down and you beat his wrist. Left elbow stays in, left hand stays up. Now guys, look where we're at. We're in the opposite position here. My right foot's forward, look where his tight waist is on the left side. So I gotta cut that direction. I'm cutting to the opposite side here. Back pressure, turn and cut. All right. Hey guys, I promise you, you're gonna get to this position this season. They're gonna catch an ankle. They're gonna bump you forward. I have to put weight over that foot. Again, here, tight waist. He goes right to the ankle. All right, his tight waist goes to the ankle, elbow goes to my waist. Now guys, his goal is to try to bump me forward. Watch what I do. I bump into his hips. I'm not doing this. I'm sitting to my butt. I'm scooting my hips towards him. And look, I'm sitting on my butt and I'm in this position. I'm trying to get back pressure again. I slide this hand down. It peels right off my leg. Back pressure, turn and cut. If he grabs my left leg, same thing. If he lines up on this side and he grabs my left leg and he's trying to bump me forward, same thing, guys. I bump into him, my foot stays in the mat. Here, bump into him, foot stays in the mat, slide it off. Back pressure. Always cut towards the tight waist. All right, so top guy, catch the ankle, start to give him a little bit of pressure. All right, I don't want you to take off running and flatten him out, but give him a little bit of pressure. So then you have to keep that weight on that foot. All we're doing without a partner, if he catches my right ankle, I do this. Left ankle, this. Look at my hips. I'm bumping into him and I'm straightening this leg out so I can peel it off. Bump into him, straighten the leg off so I can peel the hand off. One more time, you stop. He catches my right ankle. Here, once he catches, bump into him. Peel it off. Turn and cut. Catches left ankle. Here, once he catches it, I don't wait, I don't pause. Oh, what do I do here? He's gonna bump me forward. Here. To my feet. Back pressure, turn it and cut it. You got it, guys? Let's do it, 1, 2. All right, here's the fight. Make sure, guys, don't step up. All right, without a partner real quick. So if I'm here, if Zach has my right foot, I'm not doing this, watch. See my foot leave the mat? And I'm stepping up. Guys, I promise you against the stud, if Zach's on top, here, and he catches my ankle, if I lift up, guys, that's what he wants. He's gonna ram my foot towards my butt, and he's gonna drive me forward, and he's gonna flatten me out. I'm not stepping my foot up, all right? That's not the technique. Watch my foot. Without a partner, this is what I'm doing. All the weight's on my foot. I want all the weight down on my foot. I don't want it lifted up at all. So here, my knee just comes up and I put the weight over my foot, and then I extend my leg to get him back so I can peel that hand off. If he's here, guys, he's strong. If he's here, not so strong. Zach's on my right foot. Here, watch the weight. I drive back, I'm weighting this foot. I keep weight on it, and then, guys, I extend it here so I can peel. Elbow comes in, back pressure. Make sure, guys, keep that weight on the foot. Don't try to step up. He's gonna lift it up. Let's do it again. 1, 2. Not stalling yet. All right, he's just gonna stall here and stay tight. So, guys, when I got to college, me and Bo worked on this technique. And the big thing that I'm doing, I see a lot of guys, once they get locked here, they just kind of hang out. All right, as they go to lift, as he goes to lift, they try to step over, that's fine, and try to stay square, but they just kind of hang out and hope for the stall call. What we're gonna go to, all right, once his hands are locked, I get to my feet, maybe I didn't clear an arm good, I didn't beat an arm, and he gets his hands locked. This, guys, is very uncomfortable if you do it correct, all right? At 6:30 in the morning, we would have private workouts. Me and Bo would come in the morning, or you'd get a coach, you'd come in and just be one-on-one, and we'd work on this technique. All right, I'd get to my feet, hands would be locked, and guys, I'd just try to beat this, and I could never get out. So guys, what we're gonna do, we're actually gonna pressure into him and make him uncomfortable. Zach, is there any pressure on you here? Guys, so if I'm in this position, just know there's absolutely no pressure on my opponent. Here's where I get pressure on him. I like to cut to the right. So I don't care, whichever side you like to cut to, that's the way you're gonna step. So if I like to cut to the right, my left leg's coming up, this is the way I'm gonna turn. If you like to cut to the left, you're gonna turn your hips this direction. My goal right now, his lock, is right in the center of my body. I'm gonna step out with my left leg, and then guys, I'm gonna make his lock go right there to the point of my hip. Also guys, I'm gonna start to sag, and I'm gonna start to put pressure on him. Zach, is there pressure here? There's pressure, all right? I'm getting them extended. Here guys, I'm strong. If I'm here, my elbows are in, really strong in this position. All right, this is my stance. What happens guys, when we do this technique, we're getting our opponent's arms like this, his face is going back, it's making him very uncomfortable, and his lock is right there at the point of my hip, and it's really tight. I'm making him carry my weight. Here, no pressure. Here, now there's pressure on him. Left leg's coming out, I'm getting my left hip here. Now guys, both my thumbs go to the inside, and I'm gonna shove down. Sometimes guys, this pressure will break his lock. Here, I'll start to pressure, it'll break his lock. Hands go to the mat, turn and cut. Other times guys, if he has a really good grip. He has really good grip here, and he's not breaking that lock. All right, if you do this move right, it's gonna feel like you're getting punched in the face when you're on top. Right, do it easy in here in a match. We're gonna do it and we're gonna get out from this position. All right, I drilled this technique on my older brother, Bo. I gave him a black eye in the morning, and he said it's very uncomfortable to try to hold on here. All right, so I'm here, back pressure, I slide it to my hip. I'm trying to break it. If it's not breaking, what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna use my shoulder blades like this. I'm gonna rough them up with my shoulder blades as I'm pushing down and using all that weight on my hip. So I'll go easy on Zach, but here, hands are locked. I start staggering my stance. Notice from here to here, putting weight on him, trying to get that lock to my hip. If he's staying on, I do this. Hands go to the mat, right? He's gonna be getting punched in the face with your shoulder blades. His hands are getting extended, his arms are getting extended. There's a lot of weight on him. That's where he says, screw it, unlocks his hands, and we get out. Hey guys, this is the one thing that I know how to get out when he's got his hands locked. All right, if he's tight here, I hate doing this. Grabbing the hands like this. Absolutely no pressure on him. If he's got a good grip, he's gonna hold on, and there's no way with my hands I'm gonna peel his grip off. Not gonna happen. How I beat his lock? Here. Back pressure, not here. I'm gonna see some guys like this. All right, you're going straight back. Look at my stance, really square. I like to be here. I'm getting my hips ready so I can turn and cut. If he's still holding on, move your shoulders side to side. All right, so we're gonna start on the mat, tight waist chop, spiral right claw, right ankle, left ankle. I don't care, top guy, go to whatever. Bottom guy, you're looking to get out. So Zach's on top. Here, he goes spiral right, he goes claw. Power up, elbow back, get to this position. Attack the top arm. Get to your feet, back pressure, and then guys, you're actually gonna let him lock his hands so we can work on this. All right, he locks his hands. From here, back pressure. Get your hip to the outside. You wanna cut to the left, go to this hip. I like cutting to the right. Here, shoulders. Hands go to the mat, and get back to that position. All right, this time guys, we're gonna beat, he's got his lock around our waist. All right, Zach, is that uncomfortable while I was using my shoulders? Oh, yeah. All right, it roughs up your face. It's not fun. All right, but that's the way I know how to get out from that position. Let's do it. 1, 2. Arm. So I'm going to turn my hips really quick, and I stay low to the mat. Here, and my left arm shoots out. You guys see that? Now, guys, this is going to allow me to bring my right arm in, and then I peel. Back to this position. All right, something real simple here. Make sure, guys, when he has a crossed wrist, I'm not doing this. All right, if he's here, I'm not doing this. He's gonna tilt me right up to my back. All right, I'm here, I go like this. I'm not changing all the way over, but I'm creating a little bit of space, lifting up here with my chest, left arm shoots through and I turn my hips a little bit to get that arm straight. And then guys, this is when my elbow comes in, here. Elbow comes in and I clear it. Hey guys, this battle right here, this is tough, hand to hand. All right, usually that's not gonna work. Here, lift up, hip heist a little bit, elbow comes in. If it's your left side, if he's on your, if he's on your right arm with his left hand, from here guys, same thing. He's here, hip heist, straighten the arm, elbow comes in. You guys see that? I'm just creating a little bit of space so I can bring my arm in. He wants it tight, I create a little bit of space so I can get my elbow in. That's the one way I really know how to get out if he has a cross wrist and it's really, really tight. So now what we're gonna do, partner, you're gonna tight waist chop. You're gonna catch your wrist on top and you're gonna be right there on top of him. Bottom guy, hip heist, shoot your arm out, straighten it out, just create a little bit of space. I'm trying to get a little bit of space from my waist so that I can bring my elbow in. If I'm laying flat on the mat, there's no way I can get the space. I gotta turn my hips so I can get the space to clear it. One more time. Here, top guy, tight waist chop. Break me down. Here, once I hit, I stop the position, elbow comes in. And I clear it. All right, other side, we tight waist chops on this side. Here, catches my wrist. Same thing, hip heist, elbow comes in, and I beat it. Now guys, once I beat his elbow, on the way up, elbows stay in, hands stay out. I'm not doing this, guys. He's gonna catch my wrist. All right, I'm not leaving my hands in. Here, and I just slide my knee up. Back to my base. All right, really big thing, guys, I want you to focus on clearing this right here. Top guy, tight waist chop, get to a wrist. Bottom guy, hip heist, clear that cross wrist off of your wrist, your left and your right. Last thing here, guys, then we're gonna get to our drill. Let's do it, 1, 2. Make sure, guys, one big thing. If I go to my hip right when he's tight waisted and chopping, guys, Zach, he's just gonna tilt me right up. I saw a few guys do this. This is not the technique. When he goes to tight waisted and chop, don't go to your hip right off the tight waisted chop. Guys, he's gonna tilt me right up. This is when he tight waist chops here, he breaks me down, I stop the position, and I do that. Real quick hip heist, elbow comes in, clear it, and back to my base. I'm not going with the motion. Here, he's gonna tilt me right up. I stay flat, I stop him from turning me. Then guys, once I feel that pressure release, that's when I turn my hips really quick and clear that cross wrist. Now guys, we're gonna incorporate this into a drill. Bottom guy's gonna go down, top guy's gonna be on. I'm gonna say, start moving. When I say start moving, I'm gonna jump sides on Zach. I'm gonna tight waist chop here, tight waist chop here. If you want a spiral ride, if you want to catch an ankle, I'm just gonna be moving them on top. Then guys, I'm gonna call out the technique. I'll say tight waist chop. I'll always call out the partner's reaction on top first, and then I'll call out the bottom guy what he's gonna do, what stand up. I'll say tight waist chop, inside leg stand up, hit it. All right, Zach, he's gonna be on top. If I'm going first, he's gonna be moving me. When I call out the technique, tight waist chop, inside leg stand up, hit it. Zach, he's gonna start to tight waist and chop here. I escape my hips. Hand stays out, inside leg stand up, back pressure, and I turn and cut. Then Zach's down, I moved him. Tight waist chop, inside leg stand up, hit it. We're gonna do the same technique again. So whoever knows the technique the best goes first. Second one we're gonna hit. We're gonna be moving, spiral ride claw. Tripod stand up, hit it. There, Zach goes to a spiral ride claw. Here he's putting weight on my hands. Power up, here. Escape my hips forward. Both hands attack the top arm, turn and cut. That's the second. Zach's down, I moved him, spiral right claw, tripod stand up, hit it. Then we're going right ankle, stand up, hit it. Zach's moving me, he catches my right ankle, get weight over the foot. I'm not stepping up. See about 20% of you guys do that. Blast into him. Here, peel it off, cut towards the tight waist. Then guys, Zach will go, last one, left ankle, stand up, hit it, he catches my left ankle, same thing, blast into him, weight over the foot, coming up to my feet, turn and cut. We're gonna go through that at least one round through. We might do it 2 rounds through. If I say start brawling, we're going hard on top. Try to break them down. If I say switch it around, that means switch partners. Any questions, guys? Let's do it. 1, 2. Here we go.
One boot. You just can't let him get both boots in. If he gets both boots in, it chops your arms. The best way to get out of that is put your hands together and start right. Power half. When he goes to throw the second boot in, I'm going to peel off, elbows back, I'm going to catch his foot. Right here. All right, cannot let the boot in. From here, he goes to throw the boot in, elbows back, I catch the underneath side of his foot. From there, once I catch this foot, notice my technique. I'm going to come to a half a tripod. Here's a half a tripod. And then, guys, I'm going to throw his foot, and I'm going to throw it over my right shoulder. I'm going to throw it that direction. As I throw, I let go. I throw, and I let go. And then, guys, this is crucial. I do a drastic level drop. My right butt cheek and right elbow is going to come right down. Right elbow to the mat, right butt cheek to my heel. All right? I throw, drop, throw, drop. When I do that level drop, Rock's hips are going to slide off my hips. And then, guys, once his hips slide down, he's still going to have the power half. Then I'm going to go just the opposite position I'm at right now. I'm going to go left elbow, left knee, right leg's going to come up, half a tripod. Last step is crucial. Left butt cheek comes down to left heel, and I'm going to swim this arm back through. Maybe you guys do it. I'm telling you guys. My nephew, Tanner Jordan, won the state his junior year. Third period, he's getting beat 4-2. The last 30 seconds, he baits the guy. He sticks his leg up. The guy throws the boot in. He does this, gets the reversal, and wins in overtime. All right? Here we go. Rock's got a boot in. Power half and right side. Goes to throw the other boot in, elbows back, catch the underneath side of the foot. Come up to a half a tripod, throw, level drop. Right here. From here, guys, do just the opposite. Left elbow, left knee, left butt cheek comes down, and I like when my head can beat this on. I swim out. If he has the lace in, a lot of times, guys, when you swim out, you've got the jerk, and you can come right back to his head. A lot of times, guys, we get reversals from here. What's amazing is the third period, Dave only got an escape from here. All right, third period, guys. David looks over, I go down, ref blows the whistle. Here's exactly what David Taylor did. If you don't believe me, watch it on video. Here, David stuck his right leg up. Palmer took the bait, threw the boot in. Come to power half this time, guys, I got nervous because Palmer got the foot, just started getting it in, and David grabbed it and pulled it out. David threw it so hard, Palmer did this. Threw it so hard, he kicked his leg over, and David only got escaped. Sometimes that might happen. Guys, one of the best wrestlers, or best athletes I've ever coached was a guy named Felipe Martinez, freak athlete. Guys, David Taylor was a senior, Felipe was a freshman. Taylor wrestled 35, Felipe wrestled 130. Felipe could actually beat David in practice. That's how good he was. He was so good with this move, guys. Had a really tough life. Here's what Felipe do. He pinned people from here. He let the guy throw the boot in. He'd catch, he'd throw. Here's what he'd do. Hit. Left hand would come over top of the head. He'd back out and drive right up on top and pin people. He was a freak with this one. Hey guys, here's what I'm gonna see so many guys do. I'm gonna see so many guys go to the right hip. If you go to your right hip, guys, you're gonna get turned. Or the worst case, or the best case scenario is you get to your belly, you still got a boot in. Here's what I see guys do. They catch the leg, here, they throw the foot, and they hold on this foot too long, they do this. They hit their elbow. I'm gonna see 70% of you guys do this. And they're gonna drop right here to the right hip. Hey guys, if I do that, Rock's still hip to hip, he's still got the power half, his left foot's gonna be planted, he's just gonna tilt me straight back. Watch, cannot go your hip. I'm gonna see everyone do this. Here, catch, I'm gonna see a lot of guys throw and land here. Guys, he's gonna come right back and tilt me straight back. My best case scenario here, guys, is trying just to get to my belly and still gonna have that boot in. I'll tell you one more thing. Oh, make sure you drop your elbow. I don't want somebody blowing their elbow out. All All right? If I throw it here, if I throw and my arm's like that, his whole body weight's gonna come right down my elbow. I don't want anybody to blow their elbow out or hyperextend. Throw, drop. Throw, drop. Here. Throw, drop. Throw, drop. I'm not doing that. Throw, drop, and then guys, I penetrate to my left knee, left elbow, here, and you have to back out that direction. Does that make sense? Guys, I think it was the last 4 or 5 years, me coaching Graham, probably 2 or 3 times a week after practice. Don't care how easy the practice was, how hard the practice was. After practice, hey guys, we got 5 from each side. Do the limp leg, let's go. Partner, throw the boot in. Throw 5 right boots in, power half left side, throw 5 left boots in, power half right side. And we would get 10, we'd probably get 30 or 40 in a week. And we got really good at it. So, we got it. Partner, do me a favor, start out with the right boot, power half left side. Let's go. Left the match. The guy throws the boot in, and he's riding back. Like I call it a cross body. He's riding back in like a banana split. You know what, guys, the move I just showed you will not work. Why? He's not up high. He's not coming to power half, not trying to get the other boot in. And what my guys used to do, the guy get a boot in and ride back, like cross body, banana split. My guys would sit there. I say, come on, rep, that's a stalemate. Start him up, start him up. I keep looking over, 30 seconds goes by. Hey guys, you get taken down, and there's 20 seconds left, and the guy throws the boot in, and he's riding back. We gotta do something. We can't ride that one out for a stalemate. We gotta do something. So here's what I'm talking about. Rock's got the right boot in, and he's riding back like this right here. He's got the boot in, and he's riding all the way. Put your arm over, just a little bit. He's riding right here. Number one, he's trying to get here across body, or he's just trying to do a banana split, or he's just trying to stall. I cannot do the move I just showed you. Can you guys see that? It's impossible to do. What I want you guys to do, if Rock has the right boot in, I'm gonna set to my right butt cheek first. But guys, I gotta get to both butt cheeks as quick as I can. Also, I stay in a ball. He's got the right boot in, I do this. I blast my hip into him. And I don't stop here. If he's got a banana split, he can take the banana splitter and come up to a power half. Instantly, I shove and I get to a ball right here. You guys see that? I'm on both butt cheeks. Get to this as quick as you can. I'm not here extended. Why? He's going to be on his butt. He'll throw the other boot in. All right? So I'm right here to a ball. I got one major problem though. Anybody know what the major problem is? That's the problem. But the big problem is he still got the boot in. All right? I got to get that boot out. So from here, Rock's got the leg in. He's riding back low. Instantly, guys, I blast my hip into him. Blast my hip into him. I don't stop here. I don't want him to come back to a power half right there. All right? Instantly, I shove, and I get to both butt cheeks. As soon as I get to here, guys, I attack this leg. Guys, I'm not here to cut on wrestling coaches. I'm not here to do that at all. But there's so many times I hear this guy's coach, Rocky's coach, yell out, grab the leg! And all of a sudden, the kid goes, I need to grab the leg. Grabs the leg, and here's what happens. As I go to pull this leg up, Rock's going to take his left hand, and he's going to lock there. Hey guys, I'm screwed. There's no way I'm getting out of this. This should be called locked hands. All right? And he's going to ride me till the cows come home. So as soon as I go to both butt cheeks, guys, I drop both hands down to the sole of his foot. I catch, I never pull it up. I do this. I drop my leg and I throw that out. And then, guys, I'm right back in this position right here. You with me? Yes, sir. Because he'll lock. If he's got the leg in here and I grab this, I go to pull it up, he's going to do that right there. He's going to lock. You know what it is that's real tight. I don't think I can get a reversal or get out of here in 25 seconds. Does that make sense? I never pull this leg up. I always catch, drop, and I throw it out, and I'm right back to here. Also, my elbows aren't out, my hands are not towards my crotch, because Rock will do that. He'll 2-on-1, an arm, and he's got me. So as soon as I throw him out, he's usually underneath both arms, and both my elbows are in. Guys, I like to do this little trick that Dave Schultz showed me. Love this little technique. All right, Rock and Nick, they do something very similar but different. All right, from here, I always go to my right side. I always go to my right. I do this. post my right hand. Don't go to my elbow, post my hand. I'm not doing this. All right, post my right hand, and I step my right foot over top. Can you guys see that? Hand, post, right foot over top. Left hand, I come down and I block his shin. I don't want this leg to come in. But the big thing I do, guys, is this right here. I take my left foot and I step right on Rock's leg. You know what that does, guys? It locks his hip to the mat. Hey guys, we're in a crab ride. The only way a crab ride works is Rock controls my hips with his hips. I want to beat it, I got to get my hips off his hips. I do this. I shove all the way on this left foot and watch my hip. I shove, I jump all the way off Rock's hips to here. And then, guys, I turn right back into it. Here. David Taylor was a freak with a crab ride in college. Did all kinds of stuff from a crab ride. David in high school. I've never worked hard with a guy in my life, fellas. And I know one thing. David would try to drop to a crab ride. He'd get so mad I reverse him every time. Felipe Martinez, the guy I was telling you about, that freak. He would come to Granby or come to Peterson from here. Once he throw the boot out, Felipe was just a freak, guys. Once he'd do this, catch, throw the leg out, Felipe was a freak with this one. Step on the foot, step that leg way out, he'd do this right here. He'd come right back and he'd get 2 plus 3. Guys, I could care less. The big thing is, I want that leg out. And a lot of times you can get a reversal right there. One more time, we'll try. Rock's got a boot in. Riding like a banana split or cross bodies, riding back low. Instantly I go to both butt cheeks, blast into him. Both butt cheeks, look at my elbow. Elbows are in, I catch, throw that leg out, right back to here. I always go to the right side. Step my foot over, post my hand. I block, and I step right here. That locks his hip to the mat. Rock, can you move that leg? No. Cannot move the leg. And just jump your hip out. I don't turn that direction, he'll follow. I turn right back into him. Come out like that, Rock. Rocky and Mickey do something a little bit different. Very similar. All right, Rock always struggled on stepping on the foot. Same thing, he still got the boot in. Right here, Rock throws it out. Go ahead, Rock.
So yeah, same position. He throws the boot in, he's riding back cross body. I bump to my both butt cheeks, and I'm right here in this position. I'm doing the same thing Dad was doing again. I'm not pulling leg to me. I'm staying in the ball, I'm catching leg, I'm throwing it out. Once I throw it out, I'm staying in the ball. Same thing Dad was doing so far. I never liked doing this one and stepping on the foot. For some reason, I would step on the foot. I feel like I didn't get enough pressure on it. It didn't work for me. So what I always did is I'd reach down with my right hand, and I'd catch right at the pinky toe. I'm gonna put my feet down just so you guys can see. I catch right at the pinky toe, and my elbow is gonna be right in his shin bone, all right? His heels are always posted in the mat, and his knees are always up just like this. I reach down, I catch by the pinky toe, my elbow goes in the shin, and here I lift his foot up. All I'm doing is a bicep curl and lifting the foot up. That's bending his leg. I've got his leg here. I'm not trying to crank on it and hurt his leg, but this might be a little painful every now and then. From here, my heels are in the mat just as well, and I'm gonna reach under with my left hand. So I'm taking this foot underneath of both legs, I'm reaching under with my left hand. Now, I exchange the pinky toe to my left hand. So now I've got his right foot with my left hand, and it's underneath of both my legs. Once I get to here, I take my right hand and I post right in the crease of the knee. Once I do this is the same thing. I'm keeping this hip in the mat here, right? This hand has his hip locked out. From here, doing the same thing Dad was doing. I'm jumping my hips out of his hips. Again, a crab ride only works as he controls my hips with his hips. I'm posting in the knee. I'm gonna jump my hips out to right here. Now I'm in the same position Dad was in. Again, you can try to go to the Peterson, but the main thing I want to see, turn it into him, blast him with the lap, driving up over, and getting that reversal. So again, he has the boot in, he's riding back, cross body. I can't do the move Dad just showed. I go to both butt cheeks, I'm here. I'm in the crab ride, I gotta get this boot out. I reach down, both hands attack the sole of the foot, I throw it out, and I'm staying in a ball. Once I'm here, I reach down, I catch the pinky toe, elbows in the shin, I curl his foot. I feed this foot through underneath of both my legs. My left hand reaches underneath, and I exchange his pinky toe out to my left hand. Now my left hand's got his right foot underneath both my legs. Once I'm here, My right hand post in the crease of the knee. I'm gonna arch my hips, and I'm gonna hip heist my hips out and get my butt, get my hips out of his hips. From here, blast back with my back, and I jump my hips out. From here, I blast back into with my lat, and I run back. The main thing I see people messing up on is they try to, once he's here, he doesn't have, I just tossed the boot out. Once he's here, they catch the foot, they try to just split the legs right here. I can't do it, I'm locking myself in. My arm's in the way here. I gotta go underneath of both legs and catch that toe. And then I post in this knee, I hop those hips out. Once I'm here, Dad mentioned this, but I see a lot of people mess up on this. They get to here and they try to turn away from him. They try to do this. All Zach's gonna do is he's just gonna keep following me. If I turn away from him, he's just gonna come right back up on top. I have to turn into him. I have to turn into him and blast him with that lat. So last time here, he's got the boot in. I just sat to both butt cheeks. I catch the foot. I throw it out. I catch the pinky toe. Elbows in the shin. From here, take it underneath, exchange the toe out to my left hand, post in the knee, hip heist out. Once I'm here, I'm turning toward him and blasting with my lat and running him down and get my reversal. Make sure we're not turning away.
Hey, guys, I'm convinced we got to know how to get out of the legs. Because guys are going to get him in. Short amount of time for the state title. So I was talking to Bo. Anything new in college, guys? Anything new out there? I always want to bring into my camp. Bo showed me one, guys. I'm telling you, it looks really weird. He says, Dad, here's what we're doing now in college. We're making the bottom guy pant. I go, what do you mean? Exactly. Yep. He's got a boot in. I'm just showing you three things, guys. Here's what I want. I want you guys to get good at one of them. I don't care if you do mine. The one I learned from Dave Schultz. I don't care if you do what Rock does. I don't care if you're doing what college guys are doing now. But college guys are doing this. They blast in, same thing. They get right to here, and they throw the leg out. Now this one looks weird, all right? Bo says in college right now, guys are doing this. Both hands on the knees, and they're trying to take their butt. I'm going right up, and I want to set right on top of Zach's chest. Make the guy pant. Here, Bo said, guys are doing this right now. I know it looks weird, all right, but it makes the bottom guy panic. Zach, you like being there in a match? No. What happens? He's going to turn one way. I hop off and do that. Bo said, right now, guys, they're shoving down. College guys are shoving down the knees, and they're running their butt right up on top of the guy's chest. And I go, Bo, that looks really weird. You know? Bo goes, it's working. It makes the bottom guy panic. So go out and just mess around with those three. Let's go out and spend a little time on that. Big thing, throw the leg out. Don't pull it up. Don't want it to lock. We got it? Yes, sir. You know.
And that last one that you did,
Weird one.
I don't really know this issue good, but I feel like it would be hard if the guy's like really tight right there.
If the guy's really tight, again, guys, getting out of the crab right, getting out of the legs, is you gotta find ways to get my hips off his hips. All right. So again, even if Zach's tight, all right, I throw him out and he's tight here. Bo's saying he's doing this here, shoving the guy down. Now, does that lock both your legs out, Zach? Yeah. And then all of a sudden, they just start running up. Both legs like this. I can turn either way, that way, or that. Kind of a weird one. But they're doing it in college right now. Bo said they're successful with it. Bo says in college, we drill exactly those three. The one I showed, the one Rock showed, and the one I just showed again on what Ohio State said. So, any other questions? Let's go. Moves that I call the Schultz move, whatever. And I used to show this at camp. When I first got back from, I wrestled at Graham High School where I coached at. Then I went to Wisconsin in Madison in the Big Ten. And then I went to Purdue and I coached there for 5 years. And then I came back home and started coaching at Graham. Anyway, guys, I used to do this move all the time, started showing it at my camp. Why? Because I love Dave Schultz so much. And a team from Kentucky, they're called Union County, Kentucky. They've won the state, I think, for the last 7 years. They actually got beat this year. And I showed it, and their whole team did this move. They ended up winning their first 3 state titles with this technique on top. All right? And, but anyway, let's get into it. Rocker, Zach, Rock, can I use you real quick? I always ride on the right side, guys, so I'm going to show this technique on the right side. So, guys, it's a 2-on-1. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do a 2-on-1 on Rock's leg. All right, rep blows the whistle, I'm gonna drop, rep blows the whistle, I'm gonna drop right down the ankle. I'm gonna come under his arm, and I'm gonna reach over it, I'm gonna come with 2-on-1. You guys with me on this? Don't make this difficult. Left hand on the ankle, I'm gonna drop down, I'm gonna do a 2-on-1 on this ankle. And then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blast into Rock. I'm gonna blast him right to his left butt cheek. All right? What usually happens, guys, is this guy tries an inside switch. I love it when he does an inside switch. You guys all know what an inside switch is? He's gonna turn and try to do a sit-out. All right? So from here, and again, guys, I used to do this move so much. I don't know why I got away from it. I quit showing it. But anyway, just something to throw out there. You guys, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Here, rep blows the whistle. I drop my left hand down. I drop right to here. It's a good little breakdown. I come right to there, 2-on-1. Now I'm going to blast into Rock. I'm going to drop him to his left hip. Usually, Rock does not do a belly down. He's going to try a right-handed switch. His right hand is going to be coming to my right thigh. From here, I blast Rock to his hip here. See what Rock's trying to do, guys? Trying to go right to a switch. From here, I love it when he does that. I'm gonna take my right knee, it's got a knee pad on it. I'm gonna step right above Rock's knee, and I'm gonna go right to my butt cheeks. I'm gonna lift both of his feet off the mat. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go right to my butt cheek, and I'm gonna lift both of his feet off the mat. You with me? Real simple. Now all I'm gonna do, guys, left hand, all right, stays right here, or I let go of my left hand, right hand stays here, and watch what Rock's leg's gonna do. Every time it does this, I actually let this foot come back to the mat. Just don't let it hit. I do this. See what his foot just did? Foot hit the mat, and then guys, I just take left hand. I'm making a muscle right at the end of my elbow. I put his foot, and I catch right here on his thigh. And then guys, I swim right out. Right hand swims out, I swim right out. And then guys, I go hips to the mat, and I reach back, and I cross face. Real simple technique. And good way, hey guys, one thing, wait, back again. I don't want you guys to take this heel and take it that direction. I don't want to take Rock's foot, Rock's not very flexible, and take it that direction. That's where the ref could go like this, called potentially dangerous. I even drop sometimes down to the calf, that way. I never try to grab this heel and take it that direction. A lot of times we can grab the calf and come back and attack his face. Real simple technique, guys. Dave Schultz used to kill me with this technique. Everyone with this technique. Rep blows the whistle, drop down, 2-on-1. Blast into him. I blast into him here. He starts to switch. And once I lift off, a lot of times he'll bail. He'll bail and I let go. He's always fighting into me. I let go, top hand, and then from right there, I come elbow deep. You want to go to his calf, go to his calf. Right here, you can even straighten and drive right up on top. I had a guy back in 2006, made it to the state finals. Killed people with this technique. This was his big turn on top. He dropped down. And hey guys, if he doesn't do a switch, you just want to break him down. Hey, we got a good breakdown. Then you come up and start going for a cross wrist. Real little simple technique. One more time, we'll try it. Here, rep blows the whistle. Blast. Here, start running, get his legs off the mat. Let go of the top hand. Right here. Right back to him. Does that make sense? Some of you little guys, you're going to struggle on this one. Pretty complicated. Let's try it. Let's go. And my high school coach, his name was Coach McCunn, and I hated him. All right, he was the most disciplinarian coach ever. I hated him until I got to college. After 2 months in college, I said, you know what? Coach McCunn had it figured out. All right, had it all figured out. And I couldn't stand the guy. Well, what happened was, guys, I wrestled 5 years at Wisconsin, wrestled 5 years coached at Purdue. He retired when I graduated. He took the program back over at Graham 9 years after I left. So when I came home, it was his second year back, and I was his assistant coach. All right? And I told him, I said, Coach, I think he got back in 1993. And I says, Coach, in 5 years, we got to win a state title. I said, no one's going to work harder than me. I will work every day, twice a day with anybody that wants to do it. I said, you keep the discipline. You let me show the technique. and I said, we got to win the state within 5 years. All right, what's amazing is 5 years later, 1998, we won the state. It all happened, we had three guys in the semis, and another team had 3 guys in the semis. But we had a few more points than them because of pin points. And our senior, his name was Dougie Hess, all right, H-E-S-S. He would pin people in this technique I'm gonna show you. And big pinner. It was right before the semis. He was the first guy out of the 3, and I go up to him, very quiet, real shy kid. I go, hey, Dougie, hey, you got to start it out for us, buddy. We got to put 3 in the finals. I said, you got to do it. He's sitting there warming up. He's jumping up and down. I go, I'm telling you, Dougie, you got to beat this guy. Never says a word. Really quiet. And all of a sudden he goes, hey, coach. I look over at him and he goes, I'll pin him. I said, I don't care if you pin him or not, son. Just go win. We just need to win. All right, guys, he went out, took the guy down, had a good little barrel roll, took the guy down with a barrel roll, came right on top, came to a cross wrist, came right to his patent move and pinned the guy that was undefeated in 24 seconds. All right, the next 2 guys won. We ended up winning a state title in 1998. This move I'm going to show you guys, it swept the whole country. I used to show it all the time at my camp, right when I first started my camp, and this swept the whole country. My youth team right now at Graham High School, it's not my youth team, but our Graham youth team, they pin and they pin and they pin. My high school team, it started again. We're all starting to do this move. Why? It's kind of run its course, and now we haven't done it in about 8 or 10 years, and now, guys, my whole high school team are pinning people with it. All right, we call it a Hess stack. Why? After Doug Hess. Stack. So here's the move, and maybe you guys have seen it, maybe I've shown it. Real simple technique, all right? It's a quick surprise pin, all right? I take Zach down. I'm on top of him. I'm gonna tight waist and chop. And tonight, guys, Rock's gonna go through his whole cross series stuff that he does. Rock's a freak with a cross wrist. I'm just gonna veer off a little bit. I just take Zach down. I'm gonna tight waist and chop, and I'm gonna come to a cross wrist. This right here is called a cross wrist. Right hand comes across and grabs the left wrist. You with me? This is called a cross face. All right. This is called a cross what?
Wrist.
This is called a cross elbow. All right. This is a near wrist. This is a near wrist 2-on-1 or a cross wrist 2-on-1, however you say it. I want to get this right here. I want to get a cross wrist. Here, I take Zach down. I tight waist chop. I get the cross wrist here. Now, guys, watch what's going to happen. I'm gonna let the guy come back up to his knees. As he's coming up to his knees, my right knee's gonna go way up under his butt. All right. So here, my right knee's coming all the way up under his butt. As Zach comes back up, I want you to notice right knee, left knee, my left knee. They're almost in a straight line. If anything, my left knee is even farther forward, and we get to right here. From here, again, this is stupid proof. All right. I'm going to do this. I know this sounds weird. I want my chest up high, but I want it down low here on his body. All right? So my chest, from here, my chest is coming way up high here, but it's down low on his lap. My chin is right here by his back, and then I'm going to do this. I'm going to reach up, and I'm going to palm his ear. I love the headgear that are the circle headgear, the clip keen, whatever. I love those headgear because your hand sticks right to them. You use palm. Here's the whole key to the move, guys. There's two key points. Once I grab his head, here's my left hand. I want you to watch my left elbow. My left elbow is going to come underneath his left shoulder. All right? Palm, left elbow. I tuck his head and turn his head. Comes right underneath of his left shoulder. Can you guys see that? Has to be underneath. And then from here, guys, all I'm going to do is I'm going to shove my right knee in his butt, and I'm stay right there, and I'm going to take him this direction, over his left shoulder. Real simple technique. Here to there, I just do this. I go right to my forehead and drive him straight over. And guys, that technique right there used to be our biggest pin move ever at Graham, and it is storming back again right now. Ryan Adams, do you guys do it all the time?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the Graham youth kids, you guys pin. Yes, Ben.
Would a ref call it if you come over
No, I'm not grabbing the chin. I mean, guys, this is illegal. I'm not allowed to do this. I'm not allowed to grab a guy's chin and take his head that way. That's where you guys can get called for illegal. Why? I don't think that hurts Zach. You're just turning his chin a little bit, all right? But you know these, I don't want to make fun of idiot officials, but we got some idiot officials around here, all right? I'm not turning his chin. I'm just tucking his head. I don't have his chin. I'm tucking his head right here. Cross wrist, I'm up high, but I'm down low. Way up high here. Down low, and I palm. And it's just real quick. Turn, my left elbow has to go under his left shoulder. Then I go right to my forehead. Guys, my hand does not leave his head until the ref slaps the mat. My hand's still there on the head. Guys, there's two things that I see, two big problems. Number one, you're gonna hurt somebody's neck. You're gonna strain the neck muscles if you do it this way. Do not do it this way. And if you're a heavyweight in here, I don't even know if I'd do this move. But here's what I see, is guys get here and they actually take their stomach, it's right behind Zach's butt, they try to shove the head down, they try jamming a guy straight over that way, and that's what crunched it. This does not hurt. It does not hurt at all. If it's hurting, I'm doing the move wrong. Second big mistake is they don't take that elbow and tuck it underneath the shoulder. If I don't do this, guys remember, I'm trying to pin a guy. We pinned state champs, we pinned 2-time, 3-time state champs for this technique. Why? They don't see it coming. We have the cross wrist. Here's the other big mistake. He's always gonna be fighting. If my elbow stays out, if I do this, I'm gonna actually drive Zach the wrong way. I do not wanna drive him over his right shoulder. Watch, if I catch his head here and my elbow doesn't go under, Zach drops to his right shoulder. There. And you know what he's gonna do, guys? He's gonna arch and belly down. He's gonna arch and belly down there. The left elbow has to come under. We're tight. We're tight. Up high, down low, I catch, tuck. Elbows underneath. And guys, you guys all know what a Granby is? See right there, Zach? A Granby. If I don't have his leg hook, he's gonna go just like a Granby. So bottom guy, you're gonna go just like a Granby. Left elbow, head, right shoulder, that's a Granby. You know, the only reason why he can't do a Granby is because I got his leg hooked back here. I don't have it hooked this way. I don't have the leg hooked, nothing like that. I've just got his leg split. It's stupid proof. And it is a big, big pin surprise here. Remember, I showed it to a team. We got some guys from Missouri here. I showed it to a team. I don't even know what the school used to be called. Where's Scotty O'Donnell, coach? Where's Scotty O'Donnell? Oak Park, that's it. Oak Park. I showed it to a kid named Scotty O'Donnell, Jacob Ney, Zane Ney, whatever, all those guys. Shane Ney. All those guys, and they took it back to Missouri, and they said they pinned and pinned and pinned off of it. Real simple. Here, cross wrist, pull him up, got the cross wrist. I'm pulling it across, I reach up, palm that ear. Right there, elbow has to go under. Here, and taking just like a Granby. I go right to my forehead, I'm still on both knees, hands still got the head, still got the cross wrist, and I get the fall. Little guys, when you do it, be gentle. Big guys, any heavyweights in here, we're gonna struggle on doing it. Don't kill each other. All right, we got it? Test that, let's go. Wrestling Association, that's what it stands for. Anyway, it's a local turnaround here. It's like 40 minutes from here. It's always a Christmas tournament, all right? And my nephew, he was ranked number 1 in the state. He was seeded first. And in the semis, and guys, there's 50 teams. And it's 49 teams versus Graham, because we always win by like 150 points. So whenever a Graham guy loses, the crowd goes freaking nuts, all right? Sure enough, Ben Jordan, my nephew, I'm the head coach. They really dislike us around here. The next thing you know, he goes out, first period, gets hit in the headlock. He's down 5-0. Fights his back. I can't believe they didn't call a pin. The crowd was booing because they didn't call a pin. Fights his back almost the whole period. He gets up, I look at him, I go, hey, watch the headlock. You know, I want to say idiot. Second period, he looks at me, the guy goes both up. I said, start getting some takedowns. Ben hit a shot, came up, and the guy headlocked him again. He's down 10-0. All right, fights his back the whole period, gets off his back, guy rides him, and I'm standing. The crowd is going ballistic. All right, number 1, it's a Graham guy losing the semis. Number 2, his last name is Jordan. All right, Ben looks at me, third period. I go, I don't care what you do, but Watch the headlock or he's going to tech you. I give him that line out. I was so ticked. He looks at me and he goes, top. And I go, are you kidding me? Of all the things for him to choose, he chooses top. All right, he's getting beat 10-0. All right, crowd's going crazy. Guys, Ben started riding. Ben started riding. With a minute to go in the match, Ben hit this move and gets 3. Couldn't pin it. Guy gets off his back. He hits it again with like 45 seconds left. Gets 3 more. Now he's getting beat 10-6 with 25 seconds on the clock. He hits this move the 3rd time and he pins the guy to win. And the crowd was so ticked. We pinned him with 3 seconds left on the clock. I call this move a Marshall. Had a crazy guy wrestle for me. Guys, I'd never seen this move till about, well, whenever Ben graduated, 18 years ago. I started showing it. It goes right with the Hess stack. Very good, real good with it. Anyway, here's what's gonna happen. I tight waist chop, get a cross wrist. And I go to do a Hess stack. And this guy always bails out, especially if they know that Graham's got a Hess stack. So I tight waist chop, I break him down, he comes back up, and I go to do this, guys, and he instantly bases out. Or he doesn't come up. He's right there. I have the cross wrist. You guys with me? I do not let go of that cross wrist until the ref slaps the mat. From here, guys, here's what Ben did. We called him Marshall because Jason Marshall led my team in pins 3 years in a row, and probably 90% of the pins were off this move right here. As Rock's laying here, I jump off the hips, and I come out front. I run my hips all the way out front, and now I cross face. I have a cross wrist, I come out front, and I cross face. Now watch what's going to happen. I cross face, and I come right here to the elbow. I don't come up to the shoulder, I come right here to the elbow. The next thing that I'm going to do is the whole key of the move. I'm going to pull Rocky's right elbow, I'm going to rip it all the way back to my left hip. When I do that, guys, here's what's going to happen. Rock's shoulder is going to go from here, it's going to slide, it's going to come all the way to right here. I have to move his shoulders from here to here. The only way to do that, guys, is to pull. Come out front, I cross face, and then, guys, I sit to my right hip, and I pull and lift. I do this. I'm driving, and I pull. Look how I move his shoulders. See how far I moved his shoulder there, guys? It went from here to here. From here, guys, I keep lifting this elbow up, and I'm going to place it on my left hip. As I do that, I'm going to take my right or my left knee, and I'm going to step right over Rock's head and block it. Got to do that step. As I keep lifting this elbow up, I take my left knee, and I block his head. Hey, guys, I let go of the elbow now. Why? It's trapped on my hip. Rock, pull your arm through. Can't get his arm through. Can you guys see that? And then, guys, I'm going to drive to my hand in my forehead. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left knee and shove Rock's head that way. As I drive over, I post, land on my head. Last thing I do is gets real tight. Sorry, Rock. And I move his head. Is that tight, Rock? Very tight. The whole time, guys, I never let go of that cross wrist. Is that Rock's got kind of a bad neck. Tight waist chop, break him down. He doesn't come up. Tight waist chop, break him down. He doesn't come up. Instantly, guys, I jump off the hips. Here, I still got the cross wrist. I come out front and I grab this elbow. Notice both my hips are down. I'm going to drop to my right hip, and I must rip this shoulder across his face, this arm. I do this. I go to my right hip, using my toes, and I pull. Pull. I've got this elbow right where I want it. I let go of the elbow because it's trapped on my hip. I drive right on over to my hand here, forehead. I take my left knee and drive. You fight very good there, Zach? Not at all. It's extremely tight. The big mistake that I see everyone make every time, back up a little bit, is this. They don't pull that shoulder across. They do this right here. Drive my shot, they break them down, they come out front, they get the cross face. Oh, I got the Marshall. And then they take off driving that direction right there. If I take off driving and I take this step out, where I pull up to my hip, my chest is gonna be too high. He's gonna keep fighting belly down. I'm not gonna get the turn. I see guys do this. They catch, they take off driving here, and I get Zach to there, and look how high I am. No way I can get a turn here. All you gotta do is slide back, lift, 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 step. Got it tracked? Right to here, then I move the head. Hey guys, make sure you guys don't do this. Can't touch your feet. You do that, guys, they're gonna call a scissor, and instead of me getting a pin, or free near fall, ref's gonna blow the whistle, illegal, 1 point him because my legs touch. Cross wrist, come out front, cross face. The marshal, you got it? Let's go.
Drive into him, on your toes, drive, 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 drive. There you go. Hey, make sure inside tie, collar tie, right? Inside tie, left hand, not outside tie. There you go.